shit, not write things we like down on post-its. We refuse. And she's like, oh, well, guess we should talk about it then. It's like, yeah, maybe we should. The
One
whole
of
reason we're here.
the last company I was with did the same sort of thing with like the IT department. So like, so how do you think the company is doing as a whole? Oh, we want you to like, we want you to stand around about where you think we're doing. So like, this corner's really bad. This corner's
wow.
kind of bad. That corner's
Yeah.
kind of good. That corner's really good. And like, one person stood where it was kind of good. No one stood in really good. Everyone else was in kind of bad or really bad.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, shall we talk about this? They
Maybe
had to
we should.
cancel an entire workshop because of it.
Yeah, during the workshop, like one of the values was like to be excited about the products we are producing or making, I guess. And we were collectively like, yeah, we don't really care about that because we don't actually work on the products that the company is selling. We work on like components for a product that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
So one of our guys was like, I am not excited. I don't care about being excited.
Yeah.
Like delivered in such a deadpan tone. It was hilarious.
Let me wax philosophical here for just a minute and say that this is a fucking post-capitalism bullshit thing where companies don't even they are not satisfied with having your body there working. Now they want your soul as well. They're like, we want you to be happy working here. It's like, that's not for you to decide. Like, you can't demand that of me. You have to give me that, you know.
Dictate who makes me happy.
To be fair, I do have to say I am exaggerating for comedic effect. The workshop was actually, I think it was actually productive.
That's good.
On the same day, like a few hours earlier, like me and a couple of my colleagues were like in our office, just sort of doing work, not really fooling around, actually being concentrated. And our boss came in and demanded that we talk about random stuff more because just he wanted us to basically not work and just have a chat because
he
Just
wanted some
vibe.
socialization. You were too effective.
Yeah. he's actually pretty great. He's a big old goofball, and he wants us to be big old goofballs too.
No, I can sympathize.
You should see our like Teams chats for my company. Is a travesty. Literally, the end of one of the stand-ups, one of the senior devs tells a joke, like a really bad joke. But of course, he's taken it to senior dev levels where he's like training an AI to give terrible dad jokes. And that's now started giving giving pictures as well as the terrible dad jokes. It's like, this has gone far too far. What is happening now? But apparently the boss loves it. So much effort.
Yeah, my previous boss, I should say, was notoriously awful in all possible manner and ways. Thankfully, she has recently quit, and we have a new boss
Did she
who
quit?
is much more reasonable. Yes, she did.
Nice. Fuck that lady.
Got forced out because she was impossible to work with.
She was awful.
Yeah, she was. She was absolute. She probably a nice person, but the worst boss I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like, could not boss to save her life.
Can you tell some examples?
Well, she had a tendency to be very racist, or like odd, or like strangely, casually homophobic in very odd ways.
She was pretty sexist as well, if I recall.
Yeah. Oh yes, quite
sexist.
Quite a lot. She wanted to hear salacious detail of another coworker's sex life after like every weekend. She's like, "So did you get to sleep with anyone this weekend?" And you're like, this is very inappropriate for you to ask. You should absolutely not be asking me.
It's also asking
any one of us this
in an academic building. Like,
yeah.
It's not so bad. It's a university, but it's like, it could be. It's still not okay.
She once complained that her son didn't allow her to have blackface for Halloween anymore. And said to me, a colleague of mine and another colleague who was black, by the way, like, I don't understand what's wrong with it, and I don't know what to do instead. And we were like, anything else, just anything
Oh,
else,
God.
please. So that was her personal misgivings, and then we haven't even got into the professional problems, which were many and severe.
That sounds just horrible.
Oh yeah. Impossible. We had a system in place to actively isolate ourselves from her influence, so she couldn't mess things up.
That particularly says something.
Because she was oddly nosy. At the same time, had no idea what we were doing or how we were doing it. And every time she tried to insert herself into any of our processes, everything got much worse immediately. It was nightmarish, absolutely nightmarish. Thankfully, she's gone forever. For hope. And we actually have someone who's been promoted from like within, who's actually worked at the department doing like nice. Our kind of job for like 5-6 years, so knows everything.
That's good.
That's much preferable.
Yeah.
So ding dong, the witch is dead. As I believe the saying goes in Britain this week.
Fucking Christ, Jonas, no.
Yeah, no, Daily Mirror, come at me. Fuck your royalist bullshit.
Fuck them. Fuck everybody.
I'll fight you.
Do you want to know how long the queue is to like pay respects at Westminster Chapel?
Pretty long, I imagine.
Days?
Yeah, I think it's gone up to like a 26-hour queue.
You people.
And no, that's with them being open 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
They close it for 1 hour to just to dust off the chest a little bit.
It's 1 hour. It's 1 hour to go in, do guard change as well as clean and put new flowers down.
But they do guard change still during the day, like three times a day.
They do another guard change, and they also do like change of flowers and such.
It's insane.
To be fair, if Amnes dies, that's what I want.
Well, obviously, yeah. Good old state funeral. Got to do it right.
Yeah. Professional criers that like just cry and cling to the chest. Screaming.
I mean, if
I should say.
If Amenas manages to be king for 73, it was 70 odd years, 73, however many years.
I could probably do that. I have enough
years.
life in me. Yeah.
You know, then I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a good old funeral like that. Be the head of state for so many decades.
Yes, but counting 70 years from now, not your previous king time.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, no, it's 70 continuous years. You could still do it. Yeah, you've got about enough time in you for that.
I think so.
Yeah. You're an ASMR. You can live reasonably long.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably, given his increased lifespan, he might need it something more like 300 years.
and you know, we also have dark sorcery to turn to in case we need it to prolong
Shadow
my
babies.
life indefinitely. Yeah,
we've discussed in the past
and stuff.
Also, Ambassador, don't look too close. On the right hand side, you can see there's a token there now.
On the right hand side. Oh, what the Shellinator? Yeah, he's all kinds of glowy. Love it.
Yeah, he is very glowy.
And of course, our royal scribe, who has tuned in, I will say, he is here. He is ever watchful.
Lord Shell has like undercarriage lighting. He's like a car from Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
I'm gonna put him on my
crossed out
on my floating
on the sheet.
I wonder if you know how to live in Tokyo. If you see it, then you mean it. Then you know you have to go. Fast and Furious.
Yes, that is correct.
Drift.
Yes, it is technically true at the moment that you have not ascended to his Dracena status, so...
yeah, he goes for now. Alright. Can we get this,
We can probably get the show on the road.
Oh. The first session under King Charles III.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, we have to change our hello, this is Her Royal Majesty.
Quickly,
This
let's.
channel is by royal appointment. Hello.
No, quickly, we need to dissolve Parliament. Gotta
Yep.
keep up.
And someone do a Charles impersonation because I can't do that. I can only do my perfect Elizabeth.
I think I could only do a Philip one. I don't.
would
You're
do
a
one.
bunch of bastards.
There we go. Close enough.
There it is.
Oh, you're
There
a
it is.
plumber. What on earth is that?
You know, I think he's like the first king in a little while to not change his name. Because the last few kings, I don't think their names were actually.
I mean, he's not been coronated yet, so we'll see.
Maybe
That
you
is true.
should change his name to Henry VIII too, because he killed his wife. Ho ho! Conspiracy.
Well, yeah.
And on that note,
On that note.
welcome back everyone to Blood Bonds at Hell of the Ashen Court.
Thanks.
Hashtag fuck Camilla. It's great.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Will we?
No.
I'm ready.
I told Darcy
last
to
time
do
you went through the first official council meeting of the of your new dukedom. The first one with the full council kind of in effect, and we went over many of the rules and procedures for such. Last time we left off, people went through and completed a whole bunch of projects, and then there was a little bit of an intermission between it all, where a few events were discussed. You know, Lord Shell had been partying, there had been a grisly murder in the city, you know how it goes. Well, minor things. The characters have had quite some time since then, with kind of time passing quite quickly while you're waiting for one, our centre to declare war, and two, for you to get, well, honestly, you just have tons of paperwork at this point. Tons of things that need doing, fortifications take time to build. You know. You actually have day jobs, unfortunately, ruling this place.
Yeah, fortunately.
Otherwise, though, it's been a fairly uneventful month as it goes. War has not been declared on you.
God, it's taking so long.
There are continued reports from the south. Something, war, something, victory? It sounds like it's going. It sounds like they're winning some fights down there.
Oh, you mean the far south, like in the forest?
Far south.
Alright.
Oh, okay. Well, we're winning. That's good.
No, it's not good. We want them to have their campaign in the south take ages so we can win our war up here first.
I suppose.
We want it to be we're not going to be able to go help the Duke up there.
All right, we need to get into proxy warfare. We need to fund the rebels.
Fund the Blood Elves.
Send rocket launchers and tanks.
It's Steam Tank.
Yeah, send a
In the
steam
jungle.
tank.
Quick, send them drones as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
we could build like goblin shredders to cut down the jungle.
We'll just send the golems to them. I'm sure that'll do it.
An option, I'm sure.
Figure out teleportation and then.
Yeah, how hard can it be?
How could it be?
Beyond that, you still have an Inquisitor poking around your lands.
Oh, sure. Couldn't stop him anyway. Maybe we could have killed him, but that would probably have pissed people off. So he can poke around.
He hasn't caused any issues yet. So. But he's been poking around. Yes, it's been fairly uneventful. Which, probably uneventful is probably a good thing for the time being.
It's not too bad.
You will, of course, are free to discuss business between yourselves, of which I'm going to quickly send you Halldamir something. Because you have your report.
Oh yeah, that's something.
So I will send you the free candidates you have.
Oh my god, so much has happened today.
I guess I will note for some of the players that CL will work with Theo on a thing.
On a thing?
Secret project.
Yes.
Feel like you
It's
don't.
up to Theo to tell that to information onwards.
I see. Seal will never mention this again.
I mean, Theo knows, and Theo can tell the information if they want to.
Remind me, what was this for again? This was to get.
You were attempting to look for courtiers to potentially fill the role of steward.
Yes, that was it. It was steward because we wanted Raiden to be the forge master, right? That was the idea.
Yeah.
So now that we wanted a royal steward, okay, all right. So I've got a few potentials.
Based on your role, these were the candidates you've received.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna read this. I've got a little bit of read, you guys. Just.
We'll move to the council then for this.
The idea was, I believe, it was easy to find a good steward than to find a forge master, because
This may be true.
Magical forging is very rare.
I have now put down a rough table on the left here.
Rough table, yes.
Sorry, let me get in character. Yo, CL, what you find? Hit us up with the deets.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Traditionally, each seat would go to a certain. Each seat would have like a certain position to it.
Oh, okay.
Traditionally. Though of course you are free to fault tradition. Traditionally, of course, the king goes into the center seat at the top in gold.
Oh, I
basically the yellow ones are traditionally for leadership roles. So normally it'd be his spouse, his child, if he had his heir, I suppose.
Which color is the
security one? Alone.
Security traditionally orange, with the spy master actually getting a special seat up front.
Oh yeah, sweet. Oh yeah, that's my spot.
Well, I need my right hand man on my right.
Yeah. Diplomacy is tradition. The spy master always sits on the right of the throne. That's always how it goes. The royal advisor goes on the left.
Slightly behind it, skulking in the shadows.
You both need an ear to whisper into. So.
Yeah, and then lean in with a bony hand on the back of the throne, like, yes, good, my king.
If Ceres ever dies, that's the kind of guy I'm making.
Diplomats traditionally go on the left in the blue seats. Well, blue marked with blue here. Magic go in the purple ones. Administrative in green. Military in red.
Shouldn't Ceres be in the blue one then?
Who the fuck is Ceres to tradition? Fuck you.
I'm just saying, by all appearances, Ceres is where your wife would be.
Alright, let's fuck that.
bit presumptuous.
If it was a traditional court.
Hey, that's one way to get her off the seat.
And of course, at the very bottom, you have you also have two more of the security seats, which flank the well where any visitors come.
Yes, we call it the pain box.
With the warden on one side and the royal assassin on the other side.
It's nice to know if someone comes barging in, they're instantly dead. Like
that is kind of the intention with the whole court layout.
Yeah,
that's good. I can say you have failed me for the last time, and then Torin just smashes them.
I mean, Torin and Mazara just get stabbed them in the back. So, also, of course, I need to grab someone.
Oh,
Danzer, of course, at the desk.
Oh, great.
Oh, yes, of course. He has his own desk. The royal scribe.
It's a lectern prescribed to right from.
I love it. I love it.
Glad we have good workers' additions. Or full.
I will summon the rest of the council.
Alright.
I will be back in a sec. I need some more drink.
Oh man, these are some choices, Dark. Like these are choices.
You rolled decently.
Wow. This is actually tricky. This is going to be a tough one, you guys.
It will be a debate for the council.
This will be a genuine debate. Like, I don't know who I would choose, actually. I'm not entirely sure I even know who I'd want to, like, slim it down for, like, remove out of picking. Like,
you rolled very high, I recall last time, so...
I think so. Yeah, 32.
Yeah, so had you got 3 very good choices.
3 very good choices. Like, I'm seriously impressed. But where's our apprentices? Do they come in here and like?
The apprentices can join you if you require. They don't get a seat in here, but they can join you if you want them to.
think it's good for Charlotte to sit in
I know Arkland does come to join usually.
Auckland. You know what? I want to bring Charlotte.
Yeah, your squires are like your personal assistants. They can join you in the council room, but there's not an official place for them.
She's like my protege. You know, Ceres is gonna have some people under her, but Charlotte's gonna have that special place in her heart. You know.
Your retainers don't have a particular place in here, with the exception of Danza, whose job is to, of course, be your scribe.
Yep.
Of course, they do have free access to come petition the council if they so want to knock and come in.
Oh, here'd be a good question for you, Dark. Would Lady Serena have dirt on these three?
That is a question you can bring up during this, because that'll be an interesting one.
Alright, cool.
See if anyone knows anything about them. Yes, we'll wait for Jones to get back. What's my drink doing? I need to refill it again. As I have also emptied the court projects now.
I have returned.
Oh, welcome back.
I mean, as well, as is a tradition, walk in last in the council chamber, look upon all his allies and underlings and companions, and then he will walk to the throne, sweep his mantle to the side, and the great sword resting with the point down on the ground, and his gauntleted hand resting upon the pommel as he keeps it in place. And then he'll look over the table one last time and then motion that the meeting can begin.
Danza again will do the standard, the official thing for the record, declaring it out.
Yep, in the year of our Lord.
Yes, as he will begin to take notes of everything being said.
Mm-hmm.
As a council, we'll start off with the various councillors going through kind of just basic business of, hey, this is how this has been going, this is how this has been going. Just kind of get the basics over, kind of recapping some of what we already have with the projects.
Sure thing.
In your case, everyone was successful, of course. We know that. Yeah. Also, income, which I will immediately apply the basic income, which your basic income is currently at a net of 6.
All right.
How is that looking?
Wait, no, net of 7, because Lord Shell is not on the council.
Hey. Making benefits already by not having that idiot here.
He's smarter than you, Amanat.
I mean, mechanically that's true, but shh.
Oh wow, yeah, good money right now.
Yeah, because every 2 retainers will cost you 1 from your income. So
that's pretty good.
It's his lavish lifestyle, out of control.
Other than that, your mana, which was completely empty, will now refill.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Being back 5 since that is the level of your Magister. You don't have anything else that boosts it at the moment, so add that in.
If I plug myself into the forge, can I give more mana? Basically a battery.
you may not like the outcome.
Yeah, no, I've had some of that already. It's not good.
There's also a manpower recovery. You get a little bit of manpower for places, though it's not much. You can look on these spreadsheets, it's all listed there. So. You're getting back a few extra men.
Something.
Even getting new people willing to enroll, people coming of, boys are coming of age of being actually men now able to be used, so on and so forth. You don't have any special maintenance things, you don't have any major kind of crises going on that I have to manage, so the starting phase of the council, quite simple.
Alright.
So now we'll go through some of the actual main topics for discussion, though, for today's council, before we move on to anything else. Eliza first would like to speak to the council regarding with the whole building of the shrine.
Yes.
As you're aware, you assigned her all to build the shrine to the Archpixie. It went well. It is a beautiful looking shrine now. It's even become a bit of a tourist attraction for her. It's really become a bit of a tourist attraction for her. For Vanderheim.
Good for them, I suppose.
Where they've been getting a few travelers coming in to come look at it.
I mean, tourism's good.
Or are they dark cultists?
They have not been dark cultists, no. Much to your disappointment, I am sure.
Kind of okay not having dark cultists.
Hey man, you never know. She might aid in our harvest and shit again.
Maybe? She's more of a winter fae, though.
No, apparently she helped, like, make sure that their harvest was good and stuff.
What she has noted, though, since the shrine was built, in particular, is there's been a couple of wood elves have seemingly set up around Vanderheim and have begun just maintaining it without anyone directly asking them to.
Hey, the community steps in.
and have been offering out healing and various other magics.
Oh,
Yeah. Very nice.
This shrine is worth every penny.
Yeah, some druidicism.
Which is an unexpected but pleasant development.
Very. Must be quite a nice shrine.
Rather beautiful one. Other than that, it's been a fairly warm few days, despite how far north you are. So, I mean, don't know if that's actually the thing or not, but take it as you will. You enjoy the not so frigid weather.
Fine, the cold doesn't bother us anyway.
And that's my line. I'm the
says the man with the enchanted cape versus cold.
Yep, as I pirouetted up my ice castle.
Yeah, that's all for her report for the moment, though we may come back to this later potentially.
All right.
The other kind of report from last time is, this one might take us a while to go through, is Ceres' report on, obviously you sent her out to try and locate courtiers.
Yeah.
You may have the floor, Halldamir, as this will be Ceres' point to give her findings.
So, we wanted to find a new steward for Raiden to be able to pursue something that he enjoyed within the council. So in that note, I went away and started looking, and then Ceres will like pick up a stack of documents from her floating disc behind her, and will then hand them out. We've found 3 potentials. I will pass them along.
I can post them for
you. Or if you can post it, yeah, that'd be great. So first, we have Sir Karlgrad of Khan's Hold. He's apparently the ex-steward of the Lostren family, Blackwood and Frota. He has lots of experience and noble born. So his experience is more in better climates. Specializing in vineyards, as it turns out. We don't really specialize in right now. Secondly, of course, we have Percy Penswick and his familiar Hoot Hoot. He's a halfling artist, architectural designer, and is rather good at civil engineering, in fact, for infrastructure. Mostly around travel, because you know how halflings are. And third of all, And the one that I find the most interesting, if I'm honest, is
Yeah, I
Gurkna
come to you,
High
right?
Shield. She is a dwarven mage, which I believe is quite rare in itself, who is an ex-prospector of a mana mine beneath the Jagged Crown, which is, kind of on point for what we are doing. Yeah. 3 very interesting prospects.
The mana mines beneath Jagged Crown, we don't have any stake in those. That's somewhere far, right?
They are not that far away, but they are kind of located more eastbound of where you guys are.
All right.
But they do share the same mountain range as yourselves and the Duke's lands to the south.
Mm-hmm.
But it's outside your borders, though.
I mean, these 3 are, well, suitable in their own ways, but given our location and what we intend to do in the future, having someone able to construct or design infrastructure to aid travel would definitely help our issues with, well, trade. But
agree.
again, magic, right? He kind of wrings his hands a bit and says, I've seen all too well what it can do, and perhaps having someone who comes up with the unconventional might actually be a interesting addition. We are looking for the unusual, not the mundane. So
It is important to note that our main resource that we can harvest is mana crystals. Having someone who is experienced in their excavation is also quite useful.
it's a good point.
The ex-steward of the Losren family of Black. Why is he an ex-steward?
That one is fairly easy to answer, especially for our warden, because where his hold would have been is now overrun by orcs.
Right.
Yeah. If you are looking at the political map, you can see the Blackwood has some question marks underneath the Revenant's Horde. So I think that's where he was.
Yes, his family's hold was once in that region.
Yeah.
And he is sort of dispossessed now, or does he seek to reunite with survivors? Has he given up on that stuff? I'm thinking loyalty-wise, right? We need someone who stays around and not just vanishes away if someone pops up again.
As it stands, the family which he served is, to his knowledge, completely unlanded at this point.
All right.
And so they don't need a steward. So, at this time, he is now just a noble without much of a work to do. Sure, he has his personal resources, but nothing to do.
So my
he was a busy noble before.
My other point of contention would be that we have a lady that is terribly good at digging up dirt on people, and I'm curious to know, does she have any dirt on the 3 potentials?
Do you wish to summon the harpy?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Summon the hound together.
We need the hound, don't we? Like some big scary guard that just goes and gets people for us. That's what we need.
I mean, that would be Torin, right?
No, Tor is too important for that. He's not a dog.
As the guards at your request, as the guards call out. Now entering, Lady Serena de Brosi. as one of the retainer will take the floor.
Ceres will pass over another copy of the trio. And say, Lady Serena, a pleasure to have you as always. To give you a little bit of background, we are looking for a potential new steward, and of course, your insight on people is exceptional. So, we want to know, what do you know of these three?
She looks over the applications you have. Well, not applications, the... I'm trying to think what the right word would be.
Dossier?
Yes, dossier. That would be the correct word.
Yeah.
She looks over them. You see like a smirk on her face slightly as she kind of reads, looking over. Taking a look at like the tiny little like artist sketch on it. Which the one for Percy was done by himself.
No.
Looking through the eyes of Hoot Hoot so he can draw himself.
Oh, Hoot Hoot.
Well, we'll go through each one by one then. As she looks over Sir Colgrad, she has a bemused look for a moment. Talented man, actually. Good at running a business. Good at... Well, he was good at extracting whatever the land around him needed. A coward, to be say the least. But, well, he's a paper pusher, not so much a warrior, so maybe to be expected, but never looks the best when, well, he survives the Orcish Horde and none of the family he serves does.
That's a good question, actually. How did he survive more precisely?
Probably ran, right?
Sold them out.
According to the stories, at least, as soon as the news arrived to the hold that the orcs had begun invading, the family he served was not at the hold, was not at their family home at the time. So he simply left the notice on their door, took one of the horses, and left.
Okay.
They did not find out until their return, and at that point it was too late.
Bit of a deserter then. Well,
I don't think this guy is an option if you are planning to go a war with the drone. Or with the Alcent even.
Not if he's likely to turn tail as soon as anything happens, no.
Torrin lets out like a disgruntled grunt before he says, "We do not even need to waste a breath on discussing this person. He is a coward. We do not need cowards."
Probably true.
That is fair. Wise words from our...
Too bad with all of his experience, but yeah. Can't have him just walk away when we need him.
Yeah, if he walks away when it gets hard.
Even his experience doesn't really work with us. Like, sure, we can make wines with magic, but that sounds expensive.
Magic wine?
I mean, the plant grow thing is done, so, it's a possibility, but...
I mean, the experience with timber yards would still be useful given the sheer amount of like raw resource in that area.
Yeah. There's some merit to all three, but given the rumor as it is, story as it is, we can't dismiss it.
He's rank 3rd at the moment. Unless there's some hideous secrets coming up,
Yeah, Hoot Hoot is a cannibal.
Yeah, Hoot Hoot has murdered 5 people.
Yeah.
Just absolute cold blood.
Hoot Hoot just arrived and murdered 3 children.
They're dead, nailed to the door to the chamber. Like, well,
There's a claw mark.
That's not actually his feathers. Those are the like teeth. of his victim.
Yeah. No, it's true.
All right.
Right, so Percy Panzer.
Serena thinks for a moment. You can see kind of her eyes kind of darting back and forth. She kind of going through her head, doing mental gymnastics. He's a vagabond, a wanderer. Doesn't have much experience in noble circles. Not that a steward particularly needs one. I did hear one small rumor about him, though I didn't think too much of it at the time. But if I recall, his owl got into a little bit of trouble down in Alcent, actually.
The owl is a criminal.
To my understanding, he was up on one of the rooftops doing some artistic drawings of the local cathedral there. He had sent his owl to go fetch him a bucket, and apparently the owl dropped the bucket all over the bishop.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, well,
I like him already.
And it's also in Alcent, so you know.
Yeah, who cares?
That's a good reason for us to take him out.
All right, he's a strong first position at the moment.
To invade.
Oh, familiars, aren't they great? Right.
So, inexperienced, kinda.
Inexperienced, but is very good with infrastructure.
Yeah,
which we are sorely lacking. Yeah.
Would he? But is he good with the type of infrastructure we need? Or is he more of an architect of like, yes, beautiful, plazas and stuff?
I mean, travel infrastructure is a big thing.
In roads, bridges, and other travel infrastructure, which we are sorely lacking.
Percy is considered to be very practical for the most part in his the kind of infrastructure that interests him.
All right.
So he likes architecture that does something over architecture that is just pretty.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wanderer and Vagabond, though, would he want to stick around?
All of the candidates here, Ceres believes that she would be able to hire onto the court and get them to stay.
All right.
Either they may have shown interest already, or otherwise Ceres believes that you can set appropriate accommodations and such that they would be interested.
I also do like he knows how to build without disrupting nature, especially in these pretty wild islands where we have giants at our doorstep. Disturbing nature probably isn't the greatest of ideas so early on.
Perhaps.
And again, as a brand Frozenscape, there's not much to
not
much to worry about in terms of land preservation.
It is fairly true, yeah.
But it would be something that would be more important as we gain more territory, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Serena looks over the last application and kind of looks quizzically. Brigna. That's not a name I've heard in a while. She hasn't travelled very far from her homelands, focusing almost entirely on the Dwarven holds. Not that's necessarily a huge issue, but keep that in mind. She may not be the most familiar with local customs and culture.
Can be taught.
And stewards don't talk to people. Really. Well, no one important.
I'm more interested in how a dwarf has come to have the persistence to use the arcane. As I understand it, it is more difficult given their resistance.
Exceedingly difficult according to the stories. But apparently, from what I understood, she was, however, persistently stubborn.
Sounds very dwarvish, yes.
Yeah.
Which, at least if the stories are to be believed, may come from the fact that she's also 1/8 troll.
1/8 troll. Oh. Interesting.
I do not want to try and imagine how that worked out.
Troll and a dwarf. Furious times.
All right.
Those are the rumors that Serena can provide you.
Okay.
So instantly, it's either Percy or Gurna for me.
Yeah, I agree.
So Kalgrad, he looks nice, but sorry, I don't like him leaving me at a critical moment. Sorry, that's not good.
I think we strike Sir Kolgrad from the records.
My vote would go for Percy. Mainly, we have a lot of logistics to handle currently, like on the sea, on the roads. We also need logistic for the military stuff, and knowing like any kind of that information here, and his understanding in nature and making it work is very good. Like we have mana mines, but we also have the fucking magical cat that can handle those mana mines, which is very handy.
It does help, yeah.
Yeah, so someone who knows very much of infrastructure, I think, is a good choice. So I will vote for Percy.
I prefer Percy too. Like this Gergner is described as excitable and visionary, which just suggests unstable. Whereas this Percy, he's an architect, and that needs a logical mind, and that's exactly what we need.
I
tend to. We have a lot of mad mages and flashy people already. Maybe someone more down to earth and practical would be very useful.
As Raiden will speak up here as your current steward.
Yes.
A steward's role inevitably needs to be one for someone who has a good head for numbers, logistics, and is capable of coordinating construction throughout, well, your entire realm. There's a lot of stuff going on with it.
I think for the short term, Gergner would be good, but for the long term, we do need infrastructure. We need an architect, and yeah, I think Percy is the better choice.
I think I would agree. Yeah.
And if not else, Zeus can offer some kind of mage position to this Gerger.
Yeah, Gergner might be a solid.
You can hire her to be like a tutor for Lord Shell or something.
I might talk to her at a later date. Anyway.
Alright. Percy it is, it seems.
Percy Penswick.
And Hoot Hoot.
And Hoot Hoot, the cutest of owls.
Very well. They will be officially summoned to court, though you will have to do a rearrange of the council to get them on there, but
Yep.
They will be summoned to the court.
That's Aminus' job this month.
Rearranging court?
Rearranging
that's
court.
an action.
That is one of the leadership edicts allows you to basically reshuffle around court positions.
Reforming the clan ring.
Pretty much.
Reappoint council, yeah.
Reappoint council, yeah.
Which, because it also means someone else has to take over from Ryden's position, learn the job. It's sometimes.
Sure. Aminas can rebrand the shares. Put little stickers on.
Lady Serena will take her leave from the court for now.
Very good.
Alright.
Until you need to call upon the Harpy again, there's. Let's be honest, she is two parts. She is seamstress and rumor mill. So take that as you want.
I mean, she might be a good royal advisor, just saying. She knows a lot.
Maybe.
Danza has been nodding approvingly of our choice, by the way.
Alright, great. I mean, while the player in me think it's great to have a dwarven mage, I think like logically and suitably for a kingdom, I think Percy's perfect.
I
very
totally
well.
agree.
The halfling architect and explorer will be your new candidate.
All right.
And of course, he's a familiar hoot.
Very important.
Yes.
Very important. What familiar did you pick, Valky?
Ah, that's a secret.
Secret? What?
Yeah.
Madness.
What? I'm not going to show my familiar to everyone. Then it's going to be obvious.
Yeah, but what
Secrets all around.
Show me yours and I'll show you mine.
The point is to have everyone except you guys not know that I have one. So when I use it, they don't know it's mine.
Terrace uses
see it at
hers.
some point.
It smells poison, apparently.
Oh.
Like,
that's useful.
It's super useful. It's got really useful abilities for this.
I'm just going to go ahead and put his token over here for now. So I need to resize it.
That's great. He's an artist. Maybe he can, work on those propaganda things you were talking about earlier.
Maybe.
Well, speaking of, I think that's next on our agenda.
Oh, I see.
Yes, let's have a look at the agenda I posted earlier.
We're not discussing Lord Shell.
Nope, Lord Shell has been pre-vetoed, so he's not on.
Yep. I will deal with his ass later.
You guys can have the floor with the ludicrous idea you had between sessions.
Ludicrous.
Jonas, it was your idea to start with.
Oh, you're actually serious? I thought you were joking. Oh no,
we're 100%
okay.
serious.
Let's hear this, I guess.
Because for any of you feel free to take the floor and start the discussion.
Sure.
Wait, do you want to do it? Shall I? I don't mind.
Yeah. No. I can start.
You start.
Amanas will listen to the things, and then he will raise his hand to indicate that he has something to say in between the things, and then he will speak and say, "I have been thinking about the coming conflict, and specifically how that conflict is to be perceived by our subjects, but also our enemy. It is imperative to show ourselves in good light here. It is a war that we hope that they instigate, but we have plotted. And as such, we need to be sure that we are viewed in the most favorable of light. As such, I would hear some suggestions on ways to accomplish that. I have been thinking perhaps he sort of scratches his head. Songs or pamphlets, similar things, to spread the idea that Duke Alcend is, well, the truly villainous archmage that he is, someone who has never looked upon a peasant in 10 years, probably, doesn't hold court to talk to his people, is brutish, grabs all the money he can have, and lives in an ivory tower far above his people's suffering. Not like us, who actually cares. Yes, he stares around the table for affirmation.
From what I know about him, surely the most damning propaganda would be to spread the truth about him.
He nods. Exactly.
We could prepare an information pamphlet where we list the... I don't enjoy reading those particularly, but they're useful for investigation, so surely they will be useful for the peasantry to make up their minds as well. A dossier of him.
Amanas scratches his shin slightly and says, "Yes, I think such things would be useful for the more educated of our people, perhaps, but for the masses, I don't think they can read, most of them. Instead, we need something eye-catching, something strong, visual, yes.
What is our literacy rate?
Like statues or pieces of artwork, songs, things that can be easily memorized and spread around."
Imagine that songs are the easiest spread information that I know of.
Apart from that, we should also make sure that the subjects of our realm realize that we are on their side and the coming conflict is for everyone's best. We need to increase willingness to fight, willingness to work for this. If it is perceived as something illegitimate or something unnecessary, then morale will suffer and we will suffer as a result. We must be sure that the willingness to fight is strong. There are many ways to do this, of course. Spreading dread of our enemies, painting them in the most nefarious and vicious of light is very effective. But perhaps we can also speak to the kinder heart or the noble part of someone's soul, not just the fear. Although that seems to be an alien prospect to Amanas in many regards.
I mean, Dark. Just quick question out of character.
Mm-hmm.
What is the literacy rate like in the Radiant Crown, Radiant Kingdom?
That it definitely varies from location to location, to say for sure.
Okay, Alcen's touchy.
In Alcen's actual region, surprisingly high, actually.
Okay.
In more out on the sticks in your kind of region, unfortunately, middling to low.
Yeah.
I mean, most people can read the basics.
Okay.
Don't expect them to be completing any major books though.
So if we keep it short and stupid, they'll be able to at least understand it.
Effective.
Less verbose, more provocative. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very provocative imagery. Again, there was that good one with handing the sword to the Lady Columbia. We have something like that. We have
The arm him.
Here?
I think it was.
Yes,
Which was a
the
great
arm
one.
him thing. Get people to work. Very good.
Work in the mines. That was one. That was.
Yeah, welcome to the mines.
There's also some mention of columns.
Yes, that was also part of it.
CL will bring in this topic up. Also know that while songs are easy to spread and to be told, they can also seem a mockery and be very easily silenced because you need to catch attention. While notes and parchments are you can just hand them over and then they just float wherever they float. In this regard, I have heard at least a rumor that there is a machine and mechanician in the free city of Valesitia that could, speed up printing of any kind of paper. So, as an investment for the future and for this paperwork, it would be very useful if you wish that kind of things.
We could have a monthly newsletter.
You're referring to the press they developed, aren't you?
Yeah, I have heard about it, but I don't know.
I don't know too much myself either, but from what I understood, you can essentially give it one kind of image and a skilled user, and they can produce hundreds of copies in the time it take one scribe to produce one or two.
Dancer.
Dancers, yeah, it's like,
oh no!
automation.
Yeah, take my jobs.
He actually does say Dancer
no,
worries about
Dancer
his
will
job.
say he needs to deal with my paperwork.
All right, sure.
All right.
Dancer is safe.
Only he can handle the royal edicts.
Yeah.
That doesn't
confidential, right? So.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yes. So if we can print like what I posted in the chat, right? You just have that Duke Alcen's face instead of Bismarck, and then a map of Frey Frost. Must it come to this? Enlist now.
So are we seeking to deceive or just tell the truth?
Yes.
Yes, so we're manipulating perception.
I think
we are trying to electrify the soul here.
I think it's
we need to paint Alcend as the dastardly villain that they are, and so unfavorably that only the fools would be like, oh, maybe we should have peace. It's like, no, he should be villainous and terrible. So the people are willing to help us crush him.
It's like telling the truth, but stretching it so that the people can come to their own stupid conclusions about stuff. And
because he's a haughty mage guy who probably lives in a palace and don't really talk to his people much. But we just use that and then just crank it to 11, right?
And you just twist it against him.
Yeah, and like his mad ambition and limitless lust for power drives him onward to conquer and destroy everything he comes across. A mad brute that needs to be stopped. A devious and cunning mind steeped in the darkest mysteries. Surely we can't have him unchecked on a southern border. And like a picture of him reaching an evil-looking, grasping talon north, like.
Ew.
So yeah, like, do we buy one of these? How does this work? How does get printing press?
Who is printing press? Get me printing press.
Who printing?
Most likely our cat Tabaxi would have the connections for that.
I'm
The
Blake's
merchant.
cat, and then it's like, oh, yes, bring him immediately before the council.
Is that an order to the guards?
Yes, fetch him.
That's the cat.
The guards inform you there'll be a short delay, but they will go ahead and fetch the cat.
It's fine. There'll be refreshments while we wait.
They bring an actual cat.
Fools! You failed me for the last time. Warden smashed.
Now, a refreshment break later. All of you are brought, a nice drink, a small snack from the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
She'll make a song of like a war propaganda kind of theme or song.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Seal and Rodrigo should really be able to cook up some really nasty, like scandalous songs to like, outrage our foe here.
That's a decent propaganda song.
Good start.
Yeah, it's a good first draft for sure.
Yeah.
Now presenting Mr. Mikaru Sai. As the tabaxi, who is not particularly large tabaxi by any means, fairly short by human standards, comes in and steps up to the well. But he's rather confused and somewhat worried as he's flanked behind by the obviously the security.
That is a tabaxi that can get us a printing press. Look at him.
Oh, to what pleasure do I have this, your my liege?
Avanas looks at him and says, "We have come to understand that in the free cities there is a new incredible invention that allows one to produce pieces of artwork and imagery or pamphlets at a rapid pace. I would have you tell us more about this incredible thing."
Ah, yes. It's the latest buzz about writers. The city has even come round to making these weekly booklets they hand out to the populace to let them know of things that are going on. Increase communication.
Amanas nods. This is excellent.
They are rather expensive at the moment. Only a handful of guilds have access to them, but they have been quite a marvelous invention by our clockworks. Yes.
Would it be possible for us to procure one of these machines?
It might be possible to put it in order, but as I said, they are quite expensive.
Perhaps the pommel of the sword.
I do know some individuals who I do know some connections within the clockrights who might be able to build you one.
Would that also be possible for you to operate, or do we get some sort of master to teach us how to operate this?
We would need individuals you would need to have individuals trained up to use it, but I can handle getting appropriate people to teach them.
All right. I mean, we have a scribe, so.
Yes, head of propaganda. Let's go.
Propaganda.
The printing guild.
As long as the people in question are literate, it should be easy enough.
All right. I would hope that Daz is literate, otherwise, why?
that would be a secret.
Oh, okay. I see.
Dread secret. I'll never learn how to read.
I'm just winging it.
Mikaru takes a moment to look through a satchel of papers at his side and starts trying to figure out how much might this cost.
How much would this cost?
He believes getting you a basic printing press setup would cost you 40 ducats of the treasury.
That's pretty cheap.
Well, that's more than half.
It would be a permanent investment, of course. You would then
Permanent investment, though, yeah.
And it would
And it
be
means
very
that
useful.
And remember, the quicker we get on this before Alcen does, then
I'll
the
send
more
has,
use. Like, because once it spreads enough, then we will get diminished returns from as more people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But Alcend has no idea about this stuff. He's too busy with his fancy mages to actually.
Whole device, so he's like whatever. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, we would have the technological and the information advantage of him and all of our like adversaries for a fairly long while, I imagine.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's spread too much through the Celestial Kingdom so far. It's mostly only the Free City that's developed this.
Incredible pamphlets could be just newspapers, right? The official Amanas Daily.
it's
yeah, Kingly News.
Yeah, Kingly News.
Think we should do it? Yep.
I think it is worth an investment in this. I do believe in propaganda warfare quite a bit here, simply because we are sort of pariahs and we are far in the north, and we need to spread. We need to cheer our people up as much as we can in these trying times, and we also need to spread goodwill about us to our neighbors, and also vilify our enemies.
Fix our image a bit before we start going up against the crown, like directly, because otherwise we won't have any support at all. So
yes, exactly.
So that's a commission then.
Yes, it is.
Very well. On the behalf of my guild, I thank you. Steps over to the edge, like the edge of the well. Treasurer, can I get a signature on this? She will make the necessary signature for you to sign off on the purchase.
Very good.
I will speak with my contacts, and I'll get one delivered for you as soon as we can get it here.
Amanas will turn towards Seal, and he will say, I believe you have quite the talent in the bardic arts, and I do believe Rodrigo is still somewhere in the city here. Perhaps the two of you could start working on some of those songs that we talked about as well. Paper and pictures is one thing, but songs certainly can spread all manner of ways in all manner of strange roads. And having some of those on our side will be useful, I think.
Sure, I will go find this Rodrigo, most likely in the bar or the brothel, if I have
Most
to guess.
likely. Yeah,
Most
that seems
likely.
very likely. Yep.
But yes, by the start of the next council meeting, you'll have the printing press arrived and set up.
Hey, working fast.
What? It costs 40 monies?
Yes.
It's cutting edge technology being shipped overland quite a long distance.
That's fucking pricey.
Costs money to make war, man.
You know, you're not wrong.
Which you will get the choice once it's set up, then what to do with it, which can include running a newspaper service.
The military industrial news complex.
But Makaru will go ahead and take a leave then for the time being to go and sort that out for you.
Yes, very good.
As I'm also just going to make a note in the background that the Free City slightly likes you more because you just made a purchase from them.
Nice.
There's a literal ship of gold coming.
Just give them enough gifts of money, and they'll confederate with us, right?
I believe that's how it works. Yeah. Large gift sent.
Rochelle looks across the table. I must say, this has put quite a dent in our treasury now, though.
Yeah, you know.
We may need to just try and do some special arrangements to earn more money.
I mean, if you're doing propaganda, people can fund part of that war.
Oh, yeah, war bonds.
War bonds.
Well, once we have the press up and going, we can take commissions as well.
That's
true. Yeah.
You're suggesting potentially privatizing some of the service. Interesting.
Of course. It wouldn't do just to use it for ourselves. We'd have to earn some money back from it, of course. Of course, we have first priority, but we spent some money. We should definitely recoup it.
I mean, when it's also here, we could study it and make them to ship them also elsewhere.
Yeah, we could probably step on the toes of the free city a bit, I guess. But yeah,
With all
I
offense,
mean,
I doubt our people are skilled enough in that kind of mechanical work to make them.
it will be a wonderful project to try.
Amenas looks over to Rochelle and says, "What would you suggest for short-term income increases?"
We've got a few options. We could try to levy a tax on, for example, though it might be a little aggressive of us, we could try levying a tax on merchants from Elsend. Not tariffs, they're common enough, and while it won't make our people happy either, because such taxes will likely go to them as well, it will earn us an extra bit of money as well as possibly annoy your neighbour.
Amenas nods. Seems good.
Nobody likes being taxed, but well, we like the money we get from it.
Our people seems to be happy enough as it is, right?
There's some mild disquiet right now due to the recent murder, but it's mostly okay.
For now.
It's only two certainties: murder and taxes.
wait, recent murder? What?
You missed that the end of last session.
Yeah. I asked Jonas. Jonas is like, no, it's fine. I feel like a murder is actually important.
Yeah,
that's fine.
There was a grisly murder during the month.
I didn't mean to hit that.
A patron of your local dance club was found strung up on a washing line in the city.
Well then, that is certainly an issue.
It did result in +1 unrest because the people were kind of worried about there was a murder.
Yeah.
Not just a normal murder, but a public grisly one, which makes it like.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a thing. Yes, that is there. Rochelle's idea is to tax the merchants of Elsend.
Yep, do it.
Yeah.
Tax the fuckers.
Which is something she could potentially do as her administrative project. So.
All right.
Which obviously get you a cash jet injection, which you might want.
Yeah, that's very useful.
Yep. Let's tax them.
It pains me to say this, but apparently we've also got a request from one of your retainers who has a proposal for the court. Makara says, looking around.
If it's someone that pains her, I know who it is.
Rochelle.
Persephone the Fantandabulous.
Oh.
Fanta.
Yes.
Has a proposal apparently she wants to bring before us.
Bring her in then.
The pain. The pain in Vicus's voice.
Yes.
Now presenting Persephone but before the gods have even said anything, she's already in the well.
Oh my god. Did we get like a box for her?
There is for small sized creatures like a little extra step they can step on to be higher up.
Love it.
So they can see over the well properly and everyone can see them. Hello, members of the court. She takes a bow and looks around.
Hello.
So, in the spirit of war and destruction, given that seems to be the recent topics going around on everyone's lips, I've come up with an idea. I understand that you've managed to recover a couple of the golems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these golems they're quite hardy automatoi, and as it stands, they're already quite powerful in their own right. But imagine this image: not only do we have a golem walking towards the enemy, it could be a golem rigged to explode and take out an entire group of people, and then slam people with flaming fists.
So basically, she's saying, imagine a golem on fire.
That sounds like what she's
A
saying.
golem, a golem on fire with range attacks that shoot more fire.
I would imagine, Persephone, that this would really reduce the shelf life of our golem.
They would. I will admit, maintenance will be more difficult, though to my understanding, they're only temporarily animated anyway.
And they're not as dangerous to the enemy as they would be to our own troops.
Not if they're under full control. You wouldn't ignite it until they were already in enemy ranks. At which point they're causing destruction without your troops necessarily being there.
Could we just get like a necromancer summon us like zombies and skeleton and have them carry those explosives?
I suppose you could, but I don't know any necromancy myself.
I can find maybe a few one.
We're not undead armying just yet.
I heard rumors that King was.
Eliza and Raiden looking bored.
If I could temper your idea a little bit, Persephone, if you are intending to ignite the golems and allow them to throw fire, could it not be miniaturized, put into an armament that they could use instead of using themselves as, fodder for this reaction?
I mean, we could go with a slightly more miniaturized solution. Allow them the ability to fling flaming solutions without necessarily cooking themselves.
Flamethrowers.
Though I will be honest in it. I do believe that the enemy would be far more terrifying to have a flaming golem coming after them.
Might be true. But golems with flamethrowers would be kind of nice.
I mean, yeah, it's just the shelf life of these temporary golems. Like, we want them to fight for as long as possible.
Right.
Question in that regard: could it be it's some other element than fire?
I suppose.
Like a radiant golem is very.
You ask the arsonist if it can be anything but fire.
I mean, of course.
I don't think we can harness radiant power. I don't.
A laser cannon, that would be great.
I don't think that's how radiant.
Commander.
I don't think that's how
Or like
radiant
lightning
energy
or-
works.
I mean,
I was more thinking coal, given the environment that we will be fighting, would make it far more easier to keep the cold than the fire.
Most people around here are protected either for fire or like cold. They're the usual stuff. So like stuff like lightning or thunder would be or
Acid?
force.
I mean,
I could rig up acid bombs for them. That's certainly possible.
Acid
Seems to be a more useful.
The concept of radiant amuses me, though that would probably be a magical expense as well.
that does not amuse Amonas.
It sounds like sacrilege to a degree.
Certainly, though, if I was to coat them in acid, I wouldn't be able to coat them in the same way I could fire. It would merely be ranged projectiles.
I think
No,
They would require less maintenance, I assume. It's not on fire.
That would make the golems more able to function as siege engines, I suppose. Though,
That's useful.
That's pretty good.
I think that would be a good idea.
as with volatile acid, they could potentially be used to smash through to get through the outer walls.
So,
Valid point.
how much would this reduce the shelf life of our regular column?
We want like the full fire exploding around?
Yeah.
That's a good question. We have 20 of them, right?
You have 20 of the golems right now on standby. So right now, because they're only temporarily animated, you can only keep them for so long.
Right.
Which right now they can be used in up to 4 battles.
Okay.
If she was to ignite them into full flame, it would be that would go down to only being 2 battles, but they basically be double strength.
Double strength.
Right. And what about the siege option then?
The siege option would give them the bonus of it being used as siege engines, essentially being full effectiveness versus infrastructure,
Right.
which normally units aren't. It would reduce their shelf life by 1 battle.
We only have 1 siege option right now. Like we only have 1 drawn ballista. I feel like
You
Well,
currently
In
have
terms of
8,
unit type, we need.
you currently have 8
something
left to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if we, I mean, we
Is it
could.
possible to like split in half, like half siege, half what we have?
Given the logistics, given Stephanie's thought like logistics plan to like restock them out on the battlefield, that would be very difficult to do.
Do
Right.
we expect this to take 4 battles, like the conquest here?
Yes.
Yes, probably
Expect
more.
multiple battles. Many battles, in fact.
I mean, at minimum, you're going to have the first battle, of course, of them trying to attack you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Potentially, depending on whatever counterattacks they might end up making, you might have another battle from there. Then you've got at least like siege to their like main holding.
Yeah, we have a big siege, so that certainly speaks to the
The
maybe
idea
siege.
of some siege powers.
Yeah, there may be many other battles at the same time to deal with. So.
Yeah.
And also we have to infiltrate. Well, some group has to infiltrate as
Oh,
well.
I'll be honest, the golems are not an infiltration issue.
Right. So like they can come here, we fight. So fight from when they come here, fight from when we go back, or try to go after them, fight at the
They've
siege,
also currently got the fort in the way.
so the fort as well as the capital, and then we still have Pinewood that we'd need to get under control.
Yeah, you also have their lower territory that also needs conquering.
Yeah. So I foresee plenty more than 4 battles.
4 battles, yeah.
I can foresee at least 3 sieges. Because there's that border fort that we had
Yeah.
How many
I mean,
troops
if
are
we-
actually stationed there, though? Can we Can we just get in and like take care of it?
That could potentially be something the PCs might be able to break through without an army's help.
Like get in the back door, find the commanders, kill them, and then just get out.
It would be possible. It would be dangerous, very dangerous, but it may be possible.
Something to look at closer to the time, but I do think the siege option would be a very good option. I mean, is it possible? I'm just thinking, is it possible for them to be equipped for the acid stuff but not actually use it? So like, we can bring them to a fight, but we don't necessarily use the like
Cheese capabilities?
Yeah, so can we bring them to a fight as like their can do 4 fights and use them for 1 siege for the cost of 2 battles, sort of thing? If that makes sense.
So that we have the option, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like as soon as the siege engine's added to them, though, like once the siege engine is added to them, like for a battle,
Yeah.
that's going to cost an extra upkeep for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
because of course they're now carrying tanks of acid on their back. That's going to start eating into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
having the option to either like use them or not in that way is nice, I think.
I think that would work really well then.
Yeah.
To be able to have that option to say, okay, yeah, we need acid golems for this fight. But yeah, it's going to cost like 2 fights worth of maintenance for them.
Now, here's another important question. Will it have monetary cost?
Yes.
How much?
How much?
Because as it understands, you are producing vast vats of acid in this case.
True.
Right.
Although alchemical fire seems pretty expensive.
What a fucking job to have in the war bond economy. It's like, congratulations, you work in the acid factory. It's like, oh,
you work in
no.
the acid vats. Good luck.
Have a pool of acid.
Oh no.
Keep them spraying. It's like picture of you see a huge acid sprayer.
Yeah, but we have that one fake acid pool. Just in
Yes.
case.
Of course.
Alright, how much is it going to cost us?
So I'll put down the price tags for you. They are interesting to say the least.
How much is this going to hurt? That's the question.
I'm scared.
200.
Also, Let's see. So you've got that one. You've got them just being fully on fire, technically, as an option.
Yeah.
Radiant laser. So right now we can only afford either flamethrowers or acid tanks.
Well, we don't have to right away, right?
What a sad state of affairs where you have to choose between them.
I know, it's so
Yeah,
depressing.
As the issue stands, of course, you also need to start production on it as soon as possible. So
Yeah. God, radiant laser. Oh, I want it so bad now.
it would cost 3 mana and 100 for the treasury, but she
It's
could.
like 20 solar beams. Like, oh.
Just get the Death Star power up sound. Like...
Just becomes a Reaper from
yeah.
from
I would tell you the golems won't last long, but damn what they hurt.
Yeah.
Imagine those shows, that'd be hilarious.
I honestly don't think we can afford this month, to be honest. I know that we have to do it as soon as possible, but like we'll have nothing left.
Yeah.
And in case something emergency comes up but we need money, we can't do anything with it. So
they're already
like,
powerful.
it's not like they're not there. We still have them. We still have their capacity. This is just modifying them. So I think if we are caught without this option, it's fine because we still have the golems and we have them for 4 fights. So
yeah, we can also buy this option later on.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I can be, and we're not gonna have a siege the first thing we do either. So
no.
The problem is basically once the war starts, you're not necessarily gonna have time to produce it if the war's already going. Unless the war lasts quite a long time.
We'll see. We'll see how much money we bring in next month, and maybe then we can invest in some acid columns.
7 a month.
7,
so.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Without doing anything extra, yeah.
But
we're also trying to bring.
But administrative projects and other things might end up adding extra money. So
yeah.
I mean, maybe we can go loot that castle. For the castle.
Yeah, maybe.
Again, if you want to do it, you need to be stealthy or you're declaring war. Take a pick.
We paid the iron price for the acid.
But Persephone will disheartedly leave the council chamber.
It was a good idea, but we are a bit destitute because we have spent 40 gold on like a.
It's being considered. Press. We haven't declined it, so.
As always, she is excitable and she has vivid ideas.
Assure her that we enjoy destruction as much as she does, but crass monetary concerns is the problem here.
Question. If we offer these columns and these acid tanks plan to Valencia, would they sponsor us for the project cost?
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
You're just asking us in case.
Yes, options.
Who were you asking if they could sponsor?
The Free City. Oh, actually, even the Duchess. Either one, I guess.
Duchess could probably ship in, maybe, if she wants like acid pouring golems.
Yeah.
You might prefer that on her own units at that point.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, it's our alchemist, so you can't have her. Sorry.
If she's going to spend money on the war effort, it'll probably be on her own troops rather than our troops.
We're taking most of the brunt. Surely she can pony up something.
I guess that is up for our diplomat to figure out.
Oh, great. We're going to go ask a duchess for money.
Yeah, go wrangle some money out of the duchess.
Ooh, joy.
She's also like a dragon, so I'm sure she will
hooray.
Let's go over money really easily here.
We'll talk to the dragon about giving us money. Sounds great.
Yeah. No one we get
she wants us to succeed, right?
She does want you to succeed. At the same time, you are getting the lion's share of like the land at the end of this. So.
Yeah, we are. We're.
She is giving you the most valuable province and another province. So.
Right.
We are getting a lot out of this.
She is too, however.
She's getting a lot, but I don't think.
I mean, the bigger thing she's getting is eliminating a rival, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rival has been a thorn in her side for decades. Not bad.
Yeah, but I mean, she's also the most powerful duchess, like.
Not in this area, at least.
In this area, she's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Still, sadly, not Archduchess.
Well,
future problems.
In that case, we shall see how much money we can bring in. By squeezing left and right here.
That completes the main planned agenda for things that were like definitely on the docket. Let's see. You have something to say?
I don't think this is something that I want to bring to the whole council.
Small council issue.
Small council issue. So I guess I'll wait till everyone's gone and then I can bring it up.
Small council issue. Oh my god. Who's died?
More like a small council project.
Okay.
Or rather, it's a personal project. So I don't know. Can I add a project to the thing and just be like, it's a personal thing and I'm busy and I'm not going to tell anyone what it is?
I mean, yes.
I mean, you can't add Vickers' project, question mark.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
No, but for the purposes of the inner council, I think he wants to, he's probably not going to do this like right away, but he wants to actually establish like a proper network, like Spynet, because he doesn't really have, he has people, he has contacts, but he doesn't really have a chain of individuals that he can utilize and rely on officially. So might want to take some time to get that going.
Sure, makes sense.
Which will most likely take at least a month more, probably.
That's the sort of project that I am constantly assuming he already does, especially when he says he's not.
I mean, obviously, Vickers is doing the best to maintain, but the problem is, he wants a vast boost to the network.
Yeah, like I had a really good one, and then I basically got ousted from it. So I need to reestablish everything.
Now he has a small team, but doesn't really have a headquarters for them, and doesn't really have like this and that.
Yeah. Need more officiation, more oversights, so that you can actually command them and not worry about them getting caught or stuff happening that you just know about. So
sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
If I may, I also have something that I believe that should be discussed.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
The wood elves that have been camping in our region. They've seemingly been in their explorations and hunting efforts, which, to my understanding, have greatly benefited the city's food supply.
Yeah.
They have stumbled across what appears to be a rather central holding overrun by goblins.
Oh.
Central holding overrun by goblins.
It's, from the reports and what I scouted out myself, it does appear to be a lot of them.
What, like a hold?
I wouldn't like to call it a hold myself, but to say the least, I see several hundred heads worth.
All right.
And that's just the ones I can scout, let alone the ones that aren't in easy view.
So a veritable army of goblins, or horde, is probably better.
A possible horde.
Very close by then, right?
They're on the edge of our lands, but they are a worry.
We need an army of goblins attacking us while we're also at war, so I think we'll probably take care of that pretty soon.
I mean, it's a way to spin it to propaganda. Owls and sending goblins.
Yeah. It might be a good opportunity to train our army in a combat situation as well, if it's that many goblins. I mean,
is it enough goblins we need the army, sort of thing?
I would need to deploy some troops if we're dealing with that. It's far more than I think a small strike team can deal with.
All right. Well, that sounds like something we should deal with, certainly.
Obviously, it need not occupy necessarily all of our efforts, like a true war situation, but it's still something we'll need to, well, maybe something we want to tackle.
Yeah, no, I like the idea with some. I see it as a practice run, sort of. Give some of the troops some field experience and whatnot, and they also can feel heroic because they're helping their homeland, and they, can be celebrated as heroes and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, we can take like the less experienced. Maybe that will give them a bit of experience, boost their power.
Yeah. Good project.
We sent like
so much to do.
one infantry, one archer group in there.
Yeah. Good balance.
Though it's not something which I know we can't really afford this right now, but a point of consideration. In a few months' time, it will be time for the harvest, as limited as it is. Sorkai, really examining, doesn't have a proper granary. We can handle food, but if there's, well, if something was, there's no way to, we don't necessarily have a proper thing to keep it safe if the worst was to happen.
If we can't feed our army, then the war is lost, practically, before it starts.
We need a proper granary.
It may or may not. If everything goes perfectly, it wouldn't be an issue, but obviously that's betting on nothing ends up happening. No rats get into it, or
What's the cost of the granary?
Ryden sighs. I'll try to figure out a price.
Alright.
Let's just do it.
Which, as a GM, how the hell do I spell granary? My notes.
Granary.
Granary.
Yeah.
Everyone knows granary is the first building to build in civilization.
True.
Who's important?
It is now on the projects tab. It will cost 30 ducats.
Oh my goodness!
Thank God.
Well, we just have enough, guys.
This has to be fucking amazing. It's like instead of acid spewing golems, we build a granary.
The problem is infrastructure is expensive.
Yeah. I think that's an almost necessary. If we don't get food in, we're kind of effed. Like, if something happens or it's sabotaged.
Yeah, the problem is you'll still have food in. The problem is, if something happens to the food.
Yeah, it's just safeguarding the food.
Safeguarding it, yeah.
Yeah, it makes it less likely an event can take out your food supply somehow.
Yeah, and no doubt Elsend will be targeting anything that we have that's vulnerable. So.
All right, get the granary. Fuck it.
A question here before. Can we this is a Outrace's idea.
Okay.
Can we lower the amount if we put some of the food or the main amount of food to the Mage's Tower? There's an empty training area in there. It might get contaminated by whatever is in the Mage's Tower, but it's a very secure place.
So you want to risk contamination with whatever elven magic is still there?
I'm just saying this as an idea. I don't know.
That's not.
I hear you. It
would be a discount solution.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a new architect coming in. Maybe his first thing to design should be a granary. Maybe he'll love it.
Yeah, maybe he'll make it cheaper somehow.
An artisanally designed granary.
Wait, would we be able to build it in time? Question.
Like, how long do we have? That's the question.
You don't know.
We don't know. It could be next month. Could be. Oh.
Like,
why is running a kingdom so stressful?
Because the kingdom.
who would have guessed?
Yeah, we'll get the granary going. Like, what the fuck? We need to get this.
Yeah, we do. All right.
Who would have guessed that there might be stressors in running a kingdom?
Yes. All right. Do we have anything else, or should we start locking in some projects for this month?
I think that's everything the NPCs currently have for you.
All right.
I don't have
Sheep is
anything.
restarting his internet because he dropped out, so may have something, I don't know.
I mean,
we can start from those that we already know.
Yep. The king is going to be restructuring the council to get the new person in, I assume.
Yep.
And move right into Forge Master so we can get that started.
So reappoint council.
Yep.
Yep.
What's the difference between the red diamond and the person?
Oh, like the icon? Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the people icon versus the red diamond icon signify?
Where are you looking?
In the
like at the projects. There's like icons.
Oh, because the people one are specifically only for the role, like the council position that it links to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so the diamond ones anyone can do within that.
Anyone in the category can do that. But for example, like encourage recruitment is like field marshal only.
I see.
Makes sense.
Well, yeah, the diamond can be done by anyone in that category. So
Okay.
as like a permanent, repeatable, like this is the thing you can do. Which that's going to be a thing because administrative will get is going to get a new one of those for the printing press.
Mm-hmm.
But first taxes. I think it was the plan.
Yeah, one of the ones for administrative was special taxes.
Yeah, special taxes.
Which that has to be done by Rochelle because she's treasurer.
Yeah.
Obviously, reappoint council has to be done by Amanus because there's no one else in leadership.
I guess I will free construct his granary.
Yeah.
If you want to start on it now, you can do free construction granary.
Yeah, let's do it. We need it.
You'll need to assign someone, but you can assign someone at the end to handle that.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, figure out who you're not using, and then figure out between them.
Yeah. Good idea. Should we figure out research then first? Because it seems like those would take people out quick.
I guess war propaganda. Like the songs, the papers, and notes. I don't know if there's a research thing. Or is it
yeah, I don't know if that's no, it's not research. It's like a
diplomat,
project.
a leadership.
What's that?
Like making the war.
The war propaganda.
War propaganda. Yeah, that's not research. That's like a project, right?
That would be a project for either in the diplomatic arc or the leadership arc.
Right.
I think. Yeah, I think that could be something Ceres does for the diplomatic.
And then we have research.
Let me. So will we have it in time to do the? Will we have the printing press to be able to do stuff this?
The printing press will technically arrive at the end of the turn, but as it's given that you've ordered it, I can basically say like Ceres can get a start on like writing stuff and everything in preparation for it arriving.
Okay. Yeah, because you can prep all the materials, and then once it arrives, you can just use it. Oh.
I can't.
I guess so.
I can't edit. So
you want propaganda printing press?
Yeah.
Ceres.
Mm-hmm.
Which leaves mystical, security.
I mean, I see there's a research for this. It's a security. Yeah. There's this high hook killer. Can it be like a research project?
Yeah, there's a special research project for the murder that happened in the town.
Yeah. I was gonna.
Like you can do the spy stuff, but we have like Joring still that can seek the killer
Yeah,
out. Or...
Torin should probably look the killer up, right?
Oh, we have still Misara that can still look the killer.
Yeah, I was gonna say either Mizara or Torin. But I asked Chief specifically in chat. We'll see if he has anything specific he wants to.
His internet is still down.
Yeah. He's on his phone though. So
for the magical projects, do any of these things sound of interest? Which also, building the granary, I'm going to lower you down to having 7 in the territory.
Yes. Mystical projects, right.
There's not a lot of
Mirror.
Graphic Seekers, Cast Ritual. We don't have those.
Yeah. So you can't Graphic Seekers, you can't make Construct Automata because you don't have either of those.
So when it says cast a ritual, do you have to have a specific idea, or is there like a list of what she can do? Like,
there are some specific rituals. So you can also propose like if there's kind of spell effect we haven't discussed to do. Right now, it's fairly limited. You guys don't really know much in the way of grand rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I guess the mirror maybe.
She could research the speaking mirror.
It's either that or the horsey.
Yes, the flaming horse.
I think the mirror is more important at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Alright. I think that Torn for the security project can actually fortify, and then for the research I can look into the killer.
So fortify the Highlands now.
Yeah, because he said he wanted to prep for the war, focus on defense. So I'll put him in for fortify here, and because I assume that's the only thing that matches that, and then I can do the research, free research on the high hook killer.
Okay, high hook killer. Ficus? So you're going to try and research the serial killer?
Yeah, I want to look into it.
Hopefully before it becomes, a bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then military, I mean...
Deal with the goblin?
The goblin horde, I think, is important here. So we can put Sir Gillian on.
Have Sir Gillian deploy a strike force of your soldiers against them.
Yeah, and then next month our free artifice will kick in when Raiden's Royal Forge Matter, right?
Yes, which will unlock artifice projects for you to do as a mainline thing, which I know someone's interested in because that means he can start making custom weapons, for example.
Yeah, the question I have is, the artifice projects, are they just mana or treasury or a mix of both, or like what do they?
They are mostly just mana.
Okay, well that's nice.
They are mostly mana, though they might require you having certain pieces before you can do the project, like prerequisites. But... Yeah. But they don't usually cost treasury. They usually cost mostly mana.
Okay, that's good.
So
see, who do we have left?
They tend to be very expensive on mana, so
Yeah. So we are
first.
reappointing the council, but can we still use Raiden as a steward to do the granary this month?
Yes, technically he's not reappointed until technically the end of the month officially.
Yeah, I mean he's the best for like construction and stuff, right? So we'll put him in there.
Yeah,
sure.
And I think that's it then.
So this would be the This would be the thing, which is Amulet are going to work on restructuring the council.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Helping train up the newbie to be involved in everything. Gillian McFrey is going to lead a assault against the Goblin Horde. Rochelle is going to raise taxes.
Yes.
Ceres is going to prepare for the new printing press's arrival. Auntie Makar is going to look at the speaking mirror you got and try to research more about it. Torn is going to fortify the Highlands. Raiden's going to build a granary, and Vickers is going to research a serial killer.
Yep, sounds good.
And you're nearly broke, so hopefully nothing bad.
It's fine.
Maybe the goblins have vast riches that we lose.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
And don't cost you a huge amount of manpower.
That would be preferable, yeah.
Sure, that's fine. So did our cap on mana go up, or
It was display wrong before. It's supposed to be a cap of up to 10. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking it changed, but I guess it's back to where it was. That's fine.
It's where it's supposed to have been in the first place.
That's good. We're not using mana this month, so we should go up to like 10 next month.
You'll max out next month. You will.
Just in time for the artifice stuff, so good.
Perfect time.
To then pour a massive amount into a single item.
Probably, yeah. All right. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, they tend to be really expensive in mana, but the point is, hey, permanent magic items.
So I did have a question. This is like tangential to this, but eventually, if Vickers does do this established spy network, could he have like a pseudo free like spy project then that he could do without him actively doing it? If he set it up.
It wouldn't so much be a free project, but it may give you
more insight into stuff, like more info, I guess.
Yes.
Like a bonus, I suppose. That would probably be.
It might make more sense. One might provide you a bonus on certain projects. It may also just provide you information hints that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Yeah, that's fine. That sounds good to me.
Very much like how the Harpy was able today drop her rumorism.
Yes, that was actually quite useful to decide stuff. So, all right, that's good to know. It's for future planning.
Sometimes her rumors are useful, sometimes not, but take it as you will.
All right.
But yeah, that's the council's now assigned. Those projects will go underway. Some of these don't really need too much of a role, actually, for some of these ones. So most of that can be mostly skipped through for a lot of it.
All
right. Silligan's one I have to roll for. Amnestis doesn't. Like, he's just reappointing the council. As always with reappointing the council, there is a little bit of a there's a little bit of unrest that always comes with it. Everyone's so used to going to Raiden, and it's like, wait, Raiden's not there anymore. Why is he not there anymore?
Right.
People don't like change necessarily, and also when change happens, the new person might take some time getting into things, might change some stuff that makes people unhappy, so on and so forth.
Sure.
So I'm going to go
the festival coming up, so
maybe I'm going to go for some basic upkeep stuff, which is because reappoint council was used, we automatically gain 1 unrest.
Okay.
Just happens.
Does successfully solving issues like that affect the public help with unrest, or
it can?
Okay.
That generally dealing with crisis or various problems like that will be what's the main way of lowering unrest. Alternatively, you assassinate people.
Makes sense.
You have 2 choices basically. You basically have to fix problems, or you have to kill the people complaining about the problems.
All right. That's pretty good options here.
The problem is there isn't always necessarily a problem to fix, which can be the issue.
That's why an undead
not necessarily
works.
You don't know who to kill, so
Yeah, I mean, Mazzara will always find people to kill.
Yeah, just kill everyone. That's fine.
Look, the point is someone is causing problems, and if we get rid of them, no problem. Look, the Royal Enforcer has a very particular job.
Murder.
I mean, she doesn't technically have to murder. She can just make them mysteriously disappear.
Yeah, Potato.
Or otherwise get bounty hunters to chase the person out of the realm. Yeah, she has options. But she's in this case, Mazzara is particularly a fan of doing it personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's only a murder if they find a body.
Indeed. So, who does have to roll then?
So let's see, going through. So Gillian's going to have to roll. Rochelle's one we will do now, actually, because Rochelle will have to roll because just 1, see how much money she generates, and 2, to see if she generates more unrest by putting more taxes.
Money.
Let's pray for a 20.
Because
give us the money.
Oh, of which I showed my columns have disappeared.
Yeah, I noticed the modifier ones were gone. I don't know if that was.
Modifier should still be there. So there we go. Just glad to make a change to earlier. There we go. That's all right again. I thought something was off. Right, she's going to levy special taxes. Valky, why don't you roll for her?
Oh, sure.
She has a plus 12 right now, when you take unrest into account.
Alright.
Technically plus 13, actually, because the unrest hasn't technically happened from Amadus yet.
Okay. So plus 13, yeah?
Yes.
Alright, don't kill me, guys. Okay, 10.
Average.
Average.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Let's see with her special fundraising. Somebody, it's up to you. You can figure out who. Roll me a d6.
I'll do it.
Do it.
I'll do it. 1.
Yay.
That might be good or bad.
Might be a red.
It might be
red,
amount of unrest, yeah.
Okay. Rochelle will go ahead and add to your vault an additional that. Well, congratulations. Your extra tax have generated you 24 for the treasury.
Ka-ching.
Hey,
Nice.
not bad, not bad.
Alright.
Which
30.
7 plus 24.
31.
Perfect. She has also generated an unrest,
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah,
How
okay.
much?
but only a unrest.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Unrest, alright, we'll take
Perfect
it.
roll.
When you add on unrest as well, goes up to 4 now. There is some disquiet.
Oh, my job gets so much harder with the unrest going on. Jesus.
Well, yeah, because everything becomes harder as people get unhappy.
Just talk to Miss Sarah, she'll fix it.
I just saw it like plummet.
I mean, everyone's bonuses plummeted.
I'm not about this, you guys.
I mean, you could kill the people causing problems.
Yes.
It's fine. I'm about to solve the mystery, guys. Fine.
Sorry, yeah, the mystery
Yeah,
will
sure.
fix
Sherlock
this.
Mercy is on the case.
Who done it?
Yes, we'll actually pan to you because you've panned to you. So Vickers,
Okay. Yes,
You-
it's me.
you've read over the case report you've been given. There has been this grisly murder that so far the guards have not managed to solve. One of the dancers from the local dance hall, sliced up and then bound in the clothesline between 2 buildings, just left hanging there overnight. There were no witnesses. No one had a clue how she got there. Simply that in the morning, they were there.
I see.
How would Vickers try to tackle this as Spy Master?
If the info came in that there was no witnesses, that's no witnesses that they could find, or came forward. So the first thing would be to find out where was she killed. So he'd probably investigate the brothel first of all, see where she normally worked, try and case the joint a bit, because either she was taken from there or she was taken from elsewhere. And then if he gets any leads from that or not, he try and investigate where she was found, see if there's any significance to that. Basically kind of working back from the motivation, like why was she killed, how was she killed, can answer a lot of questions.
I'm interested in the why. Interesting.
Yes, why? What's the motive here? That can tell a lot about who would do this and whether or not they're easily findable or not.
You can go ahead and give me your role as a Spy Master, and we'll start playing out the story from there.
All right. Do I take the penalty now from unrest, or is it next month?
You won't take it from Amnesty yet, so it'll be technically plus 17 for you.
All right, let's try. Okay. 14, so 31.
Because yeah, you have one of the highest modifiers in the council by far.
I do. Yes. So smart. No.
You're just very good at what you do.
Yeah.
I mean,
my job.
I mean, I suppose this is why you're the senior Spy Master first.
Yeah, it is literally what I built my character for. So.
Yeah, I think it goes Makara, you, then me.
Yeah.
But, you know, Makara cheats because she's high level than you.
Of course, that's fine.
Halldamir
Yeah.
answers it because he has a magic and light and for it.
Well,
That's true. That's true. A lot of Theris' playing thing comes from her headband.
True.
But Because you begin to skulk around then try searching. It's odd. Around her workplace, there's no issues. It's been calm. It's been peaceful. Around kind of area, no issues, no arguments. It's honestly kind of strange, actually. And you begin trying to look for dirt to try to figure out something. One thing you do find, speaking to the guards who found the body, is kind of learning more about the state she was in. The fact that whoever did this very clearly had some kind of medical expertise.
Okay.
They're not there are the big cuts and marks are very they would require you to really know what you're doing. They're very precise. Basically, haven't damaged any. Basically, have gone around a lot of the organs.
Okay.
Almost uncanny, actually. And at first, it seems like a bit of a kind of dull lead for Vickers, but you kind of have your ear to the ground, kind of searching a bit. You end up hearing you kind of skulk around the markets near where this happened. That one of the dancers hasn't shown up for work.
Oh. Well, where does she live?
You are able to track it down quite quickly. You're skilled. As you move, you do find that it looks like the front door has been lockpicked open.
Alright, let's go in.
You're quiet, stealthy. Nobody knows you're there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You actually hear a loud noise from one of the rooms, like a struggle.
That's sounds like a good time to spring into action then. He'll try and still be stealthy, but he's rushing for that struggle.
As you find a man in some kind of grisly, almost like skin-like mask, with a long serrated scalpel, currently attacking one of the dancers. You have the ambush situation. You have an opportunity to maybe stop this.
Yeah, he's gonna try. Gonna try and knock this man out.
Make me an attack roll.
Ah, okay. Let's try. 21.
You may add your sneak attack if you so desire.
I do. A lot of damage.
The woman is confused, as she was screaming for her life, but suddenly he just kind of drops to his knees, and then kind of falls over onto the ground. The psychic knife leaving no evidence, but a simple flash of radiant light briefly.
Vickers will step out of the shadows. Does she look hurt?
Oh, only superficially. She hasn't got any major wounds.
Alright.
It looks like you managed to stop the crime.
Yep. It will look at her and nod carefully and say, "It appears I came just in time. I will take care of this man. You yourself should probably get yourself to a healer. Present yourself to me at the court once you feel right, and you can tell your story."
She will head off, thanking you profusely. this, I'm going to say out of character, by the way. The DC for you getting it on the very first research attempt was 30.
Oh, great.
Were you like getting down the right path?
First thing for the printing press. Killer caught.
Yeah.
Incredible work by brilliant spy master, citizen investigator.
Private eye.
Yeah,
the great
old man saves young beautiful woman. Read all about it.
Oh, give it to the gods.
Hear the love story, the songs.
You always say that the police did it. Always let
Rumor
them
has
take.
it.
As the
Rumor
crime,
has it that the skin mask was actually of Duke Alcend. Yeah.
as the crime was prevented, not only does unrest not go up, possibly by random event again, you also can lower the current unrest by 1.
Yay.
All right, string him up on in a gibbet.
I'm
Have the crows eat his eyes.
pressing this man for details, and then we're gonna, well, as you said.
He seems somewhat psychotic, speaking to him.
All right, so just motivated from his. Fair enough.
He's seemingly believing all of the dancers are corrupted, unworthy.
Oh, good. What of these people?
We show what happens when people do this. So yeah.
Yep.
We make an example.
Exactly.
Process him.
I don't think this would be seen as a harsh punishment.
No.
Just harsh can be just.
I mean, the difference is what would make it into a harsh punishment is if it was particularly grisly.
Yeah.
As opposed to simple, like you just behead him on a simple beheading.
Behead him and stick his head.
He'll be beheaded.
Yeah.
No heads on spikes. That's grisly.
Yeah, head on spike. Now you're back to a grisly modifier.
But head on spike is so effective.
So effective.
No, it's.
Some would say it's super effective.
Technically, the sentence would be up. The official sentence would technically be up to the warden to decide.
I will say there's a severe lack of head on spike in this.
The warden is currently in the Highlands, so I've chosen.
I will please the king and make an illusion of a Duke of Alcend in a spike, but in the king's private
not
room.
The same. You don't get the smell with.
He looked out the window. It's just
it can have the smell. With major illusion. So
he looks out the window forlornly.
Do not start with me.
It's just they might think we're softies if we don't put heads on spikes. I'm just saying.
Well, either way,
nobody thinks you are soft, King. Nobody. Even the bears in the area don't think you are soft.
You can't caress the cheek of the dead man's head, like you can. It's not the
same. I do need to know, are you going with a just punishment or a harsh punishment?
I decree a just punishment.
Okay.
As head of the investigation, a just punishment.
You'll just make it a simple, clean execution.
Yeah.
He's becoming soft, Amanas, in his old age.
Swift and just, as the people should see it to be.
Becoming soft is. Never did I think I'd see the day.
Should fear the king's justice, then they don't do any crimes.
I think getting beheaded is pretty something to be fearful of, yeah. I mean, they're going to be dead after you put their head on a pike, so why are they going to be scared about that?
It's an example for any other ne'er-do-wells. I mean, see what happens. You get your head on a pike.
It's intimidating, to say the least, for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you like intimidation?
There are better ways of that.
On the list of things that Amanas likes, intimidation is up there.
Fear is high on that list.
Yeah. Notice.
Fear is an efficient tool of management.
Okay. Raiden will be fine. I'll roll for that later. Him building the granary isn't particularly interesting. Onimkara's research doesn't need me to roll right now. Plus, I don't think she can fail it. Yeah, you've kind of got an overpowered manager at the moment, so
that's great.
Wonderful.
Suspiciously powerful manager.
I mean,
yeah,
we'll not discuss this.
So, Ceres.
Yeah.
Please, what is your priority when it comes to your to your printing press efforts?
Raising the home effort, I think.
You have a few options here on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to boost further and get additional manpower available.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to stimulate the economy by having people work harder with your wartime effort bonds.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to demoralize the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to boost the morale of your own army. What's your priority? Increase recruitment, increase money, increase morale, or decrease enemy morale?
I think our problem is going to be more like our numbers, you know? I'm thinking we've got decent numbers, but I think Alcen's going to have quite a bit more.
So the increased manpower would both let Gillian recruit more, and if you have losses, of course it'll be taken from manpower to restock them.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, morale-wise, we're going to be pretty good. Because we're on the defensive, they're protecting their homelands. Like, morale should be pretty decent. And the enemy's morale is going to be pretty shite, being in the frozen wastelands of the north.
Especially if they fail the attack.
Mm-hmm. And making sure that we have the people to replenish our forces.
I suppose there's technically a fifth option you could go for actually as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going full security Red Scare style of have people looking out for spies and infiltrators. Increasing security.
I think that'll be at a later point.
Obviously, you might have mixtures of all of these in there, but what's your priority?
Yeah, recruiting more is not bad. We are, I don't know. I'm cut between that or just boosting our own morale in a way, being like, hey, we need these people to be willing to fight and like take pride in their homelands and stuff, and like really just whip up those nationalist vibes, right?
It is a flip of the coin.
That we're gonna fight a war that has like the optics are gonna be pretty important for people. Having our own troops have increased morale can help mitigate any issues from like public stuff.
Also, also keep in mind that your army, which does not have much in the way of magic, is going to be facing an army with a lot of magic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the morale is probably going to be important for that aspect.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, fireballs don't work great for morale.
You know what we'll have? There's going to be like a dead mage on the ground, and then over him is picture of Imperial Captain saying a dagger in the stomach will do it.
I mean, I like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
A little bit like Chaos Mage.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll focus on the morale of our fine soldiers.
Okay, you're focusing on morale boost.
The soldiers will be depicted incredibly heroic. With like spouses looking wistfully on as they march to war or something.
Clutching at their chests.
Yes. The small child asking daddy, what did you do during the Great War?
As ambassador, you are free to roll to see how effective this is going to be.
Alright, what would my bonus be without Amonis's unrest?
It would be 16.
Alright, pretty solid.
Yeah, technically Amonis's repoint doesn't happen until the very end of the turn, so...
Right, yeah. Makes sense. Because otherwise we would be able to use right.
Ooh.
19 for
almost
19, that is very good.
Yes. I even hit the 35. That's like the highest difficulty DC.
The highest.
So
yeah.
you may also pick an additional effect from the original list.
Hey. Well, I guess manpower, then.
Yes,
yeah.
How. Come into the
We need
mines.
you. Yeah.
Okay, so additional manpower. Okay.
Stop this mad brute. Must it come to this?
Oh my god.
In addition, your wartime fervor seems to have strung a heart chord with the local nobles of the region.
Yes.
They're gonna give us money? Yeah.
Several of them purchased war bonds from the state.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is the
Why am I so
correct
happy about
choice.
warmongering? It seems wrong.
What? No, listen.
You may, let's see. War bonds, you got 35.
Oh my god, yeah.
You may add an additional 20 to the treasury.
I'm feeling very British with all of this.
Good, Anakin, good.
The war bonds are selling. The men are
You're
doing
suddenly not at all poor. That's great.
well. The mines are working so efficiently. Oh.
Yeah.
There was, when I looked through the posters earlier today, there's some truly incredible ones and some incredibly racist ones as well, like horrific.
Yeah, horrifically racist.
But there are some also just incredible ones.
It's
for
the
sure.
World War One ones that are just horrific. Like, the less you go down that route, like, the more you go World War Two, the less awful it is.
Oh, there is some
bad World
like
War II.
American ones.
Oh, the Americans!
Yeah, like Japanese in a very troubling light by today's standards.
There
Like,
we go.
no.
I've added an additional 50%, by the way, to your manpower recovery.
Oh, awesome. Now
nice.
we're like 2 times. It's great.
You're going to get double recovery speed over base. So.
Nice.
That's awesome.
All right.
Which you're capped out. You're going to be capped out on 2 of the next turn, but that's fine.
That's alright.
That's okay. Being capped is not a bad thing.
Well, I mean, we're about to go to have a skirmish with some with some goblins, so
Which miserably might eat into your manpower, so yeah.
yeah, so it's perfectly timed.
Good.
As yes, apparently Ceres. I'm not sure how good your posters are, but apparently very.
They're magical.
They are
Incredible.
Yeah,
shimmering.
breathtaking.
Yeah. Some weird pictomancy going on here.
We imagine it's like a few days to the next council meeting. Ceres is standing there over the printing press as the first batch. Like the new workers finally get the first batch done. And Ceres just has this kind of haughty, wicked laugh over the place as she picks them up.
That's great.
No.
It has the Duke of Alcen's face in the most hilarious thing you could find. Oh, that's good.
I had a school class do a project of the worst pictures of Alcend, and I picked the winner.
Well, the kids have no filter, so.
Yeah, they don't. That's true.
They had an entire week just on Alcend, and then they were told to draw him.
Yeah.
One kid named Jimmy. Oh.
I see you're putting the kids at the orphanage to good use then.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Theo's lucky he's not at the orphanage again, so.
I mean, he would have been getting to draw pictures about the Duke.
Well, apparently he was doing something else, so, you know.
More scandalous, the better.
Secret projects and all.
I mean, if you want to know about that project, you just need to ask.
He will end up saying to Vickers what the project is.
Okay.
If you want to PM that across either.
Yeah.
He will inform Vickers about the details.
Let me know the secrets and I'll react accordingly.
Send you a message.
But yes, that's going to be quite the successful situation. And of course, you get to greet the new steward for the council.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
The glorious Percy Penwick.
Great name.
The halfling, not at all dressed in basically nothing even slightly resembling noble attire. He's very much in, he got like semi-scholars, but it's also like half traveler's gear.
Sure.
He has his green horned owl sitting on his shoulder, and he seems to have a sketchbook with him as you eventually get to meet him, and of course you end up spending the next couple of weeks, orientating him and kind of easing the transition. He does seem rather, well, somewhat eccentric at times. Perhaps not entirely unexpected though. But he does seem to have a sensible mind to him, as well as asks if His Majesty would like a royal portrait done.
I mean, yes, of course. Very, very important. Like, yes, he would. I mean, Amanas will certainly.
He seems to find you quite the imposing figure.
Thank you. That's great. Yeah, no, he will, like, Amanas will take Penwick and Hoot Hoot on a guided tour of the city and the premises, certainly show off the realm. As he walks through it, he will discuss what they need to be doing, projects that Raiden was overseeing as he left, but, explaining the situation that they are looking for someone with a mind for infrastructure, because that is something that is lacking in Sorkai. And, having heard good things about Mr. Penwick and his work, they will be quite delighted to see what he can do here.
I had noticed the roads were not the best coming up here. No offense of yours.
Shakes his head. None taken. They were left to disrepair for hundreds of years, as I understand it.
Yes, we could. The road we could definitely do with some repavings, with some rest stops for people travelling. It's quite a hike. Moreover, you've got people working in the mines with no easy way to get their goods down here. I could redirect some of the water to perhaps to allow them to ship it down here by boat. As an option. I must say though, it's kind of exciting to have such a, well, to be frank, untapped area to work with. Most places are so overbuilt at this point, it's hard to truly build them from the ground up.
We are looking upon it that the same way. The basic structure and buildings of Sorkai is impressive, but old, and has not been made to accommodate us or our needs. We need a tailor-made solution for our problems, and from what I have heard, you are the one to supply such solutions.
I believe I can fulfill that for you.
Now, you would of course be expected to work within the confines of the council, and you would be expected to swear an oath of fealty to me personally. This is non-negotiable for people on the council, as you would be dealing with what would amount to state secrets. We need to know that you will not spread them.
Well, sounds like a reasonable deal. Don't you agree, Hootie? Yeah, the owl nods. As it stands, I've heard your reputation. This is a project I want to be involved in, and to be frank, I think this is. I think this will be something I'll be quite proud to work with. Is this something you want I can do here, or would you prefer in front of fancy thrones and all the rest?
In front of me is fine. The pomp and circumstance has its place, but unnecessary at the moment.
Then, for as long as you desire my services, or until the point you try to behead me, whichever comes first, I swear that I will serve you as the rightful liege of this land. And the same with Hooty. Hooty nods and makes a hooing, make those kind of hooing noise and bows with one wing.
Well, it's very well put and well found.
Never been one for pageantry, but I hope that suffices.
He nods and
I
says,
do hope the clause about you coming to behead me doesn't come up.
"It shall be sufficient, I am sure. Now then, let me show you where your chambers will be."
Please do. As he'll follow along. Occasionally, as he goes around, you take a break in the place. You notice he sends Hooty up into the air, and he's standing there. He continues to draw while standing, even though he can't see anything, looking through Hooty's eyes over a top-down view over the place.
That's nice. That's nice.
Using his familiar to basically do architectural planning of wide areas.
Sure. That's great. No, we'll get him situated and all that stuff. That'll be awesome.
Definitely a tag team though. Penwick and Hoot Hoot.
Oh yes.
Yes, you can get him situated, and of course all the relevant things cleared. So he'll get the regular paychecks he needs, etc., etc.
Yep.
As anyone else in the council. Accommodations made in the palace, etc. People definitely seem slightly perplexed by him at times, but he seems to know what he's talking about. Seems fairly easygoing. And that would also technically reshuffle the council like that for next time then.
Hooray, we have an architect.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, up to you who you...
Because of course Sheep's not here right now, but no Sheep.
Yes, Isa, sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, up to you who you will inform about that. But Ciel only has told Tio.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, what else do we have to go through?
That covers, I think, all the main council business for the moment. Though I could do the random event between months actually while we're waiting for Sheep still.
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't think she would be here for the next bit. So go.
I have a feeling he won't be.
I think it seems pretty bad.
It's possible he won't be, but technical difficulties happen with
Yeah, I mean, if it's something that specifically it would be great for him to be here, we can always take it up next time.
That's it. I can do the random events first, so we can cover that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The rest of the council practice checks I'll roll for later. That's fine. Jonas, can you both you and Halldamir both give me a d20?
Sure.
Yosh.
7.
16. So I was looking at Charlotte.
Also, of course, when you roll on this map, it says Your Majesty, Duke Amanus.
It's a bit of a mouthful title, but yes.
I mean, you could give the full thing. Your Majesty, Duke Amanus, the first of the Highlands, radiant be his name.
It is quite a mouthful, isn't it?
Child of the Radiant Prophet.
That's right. More titles. The Dread Knight.
Rightful ruler of the Celestial Crown.
Wielder of Lightning.
Biggest headers.
With
the massive head.
Let's see. that will be a thing for next time then to resolve.
All right.
There has been news of an adventuring party that has arrived in the city.
Oh
Oh,
no!
great. We're the location for another D&D like campaign. Jeez.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're not an adventuring location.
How did they already figure out that the king is gonna be a lich?
I've heard some rumors they come to raid.
Yeah, they went directly to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just this is just like someone playing a game that's like skipped forward straight to kill the boss.
Yeah, fuck the story.
Skip the cutscenes, just get there.
But yeah, so event. Yeah, there's an adventuring party in town. There will be some consequences of that, as you can guess.
Good.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Sounds like adventures.
How low level are they?
Let's see. Like a level 5 party.
All right.
Okay.
Not bad.
Put up a fight.
You're better than them, but they'll put up a fight for sure.
Sure.
With the other role, however, there is. Let's see. There is news and uproar coming from the noble district in your city, as apparently one of the nobles there has recently been is now under official investigation from the Inquisitor in the city.
Oh,
all right.
What did they do?
Well, the Inquisitor has publicly issued, and this is we're also requesting permission to basically do a search in their place.
What's the motivation? Like, they have to give a reason, right?
Yes. They believe that they believe the cultist in question. They believe the noble in question has been doing demon worship.
Oh.
demon worship.
I think I might go with him.
That's quite the allegation.
That's a big allegation. But I mean, I don't think we should stop him from doing his work.
I mean,
But at the same time, I think we should supervise him incredibly closely.
if he is correct, that's. I mean, yeah, he better be correct.
He suspects them of worshipping Zura, a demon lord of vampires.
Deal?
No.
Is this you?
That's like the worst. That's the worst person to go supervise. Hey,
No, it's
can the
Steel's
vampire?
doing. It's the secret cult she's in.
Oh,
This is not the cult that I am in.
All
no,
right.
it's a different cult. Come on.
Which
Isn't it different
implies-
cult, man? Come on.
Which implies how many cults do you have?
I think we should let him, but Vickers wants to request to be present as well in his investigation. He will not interfere, but he's just there to
Observe.
advise.
Yeah,
and
but we
observe.
need. He can. We will graciously grant him this request, but yes, we need representatives to.
He probably needs some info. I mean, he doesn't live here, so can be his sounding board.
Yes, his liaison.
Liaison, yeah, exactly.
As you venture then into the noble district in question, and he conducts his initial investigations with the party in attendance, or at least some of you.
I think Ceres would want to go, just in case there's magic afoot.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know shit about demons.
Like, how far has this shit gone? You know? Like, is it just him with a book, or is he like drawing symbols on the floor and trying to summon a motherfucker? Like,
I'm just there to make sure he doesn't plant anything. Be like, look, demon worship, and you're there to actually be like, what the fuck is going on?
Because Amna's met the Inquisitor before. He seemed very open, but obviously, if he was a... Honestly, that doesn't stop him necessarily being corrupt.
No, doesn't.
Yeah, he gets a chance to prove himself, and if he fucks that up,
Yeah.
I mean, it's down to him to not fuck up.
The investigation, kind of going into the property and searching around, which the noble heavily objects to. Heavily objects, like sending some of his friends to petition in front of you guys, like, please, no.
Oh no! We're taking a look here. As I said, the Inquisitor gets a chance, and it's a serious enough allegation that we need to actually take a look.
I can kind of imagine that if he puts up enough of fights, Zerus will like usher him like a bit away, and then use a Misty Step to teleport him away, and then we'll just like outside the building.
Kapoof.
Just like, no, I totally understand. Right, go. Bye. Anyway.
Inquisitor Sebastian Greymane, though, makes his way through the property, searching around. And much to his suspicions, it doesn't take long before he discovers a few things which, maybe not damning, but certainly alarming.
Alright.
Firstly, a large number of texts discussing, talking about the different planes, as well as what appears to be a book on the study of undead.
Okay.
Okay. Not anyway legal, but sure, yes.
However, on deeper studies, though, Sarah, you were along, and you said you wanted to detect magic as you went along.
Mm-hmm. With
You
my
can ritual class, you can do that.
my Tressim
Magic.
doing shit as well, like checking stuff out.
Yeah.
What's that?
My Tressim
Very
watching
familiar.
stuff. Yeah.
Ah, the Tressim's actually important. Tressim smells something odd.
Interesting.
Which actually will automatically pass the check I was going to ask for next.
Sweet.
Best use of downtime ever.
As inside of the pantry, there is a secret passage. leading to a small hidden room, which you really wouldn't notice unless you were either a master in architecture or you were for some reason super hungry and fell into the pantry. Take your pick. Inside the room, it's small and dark. There's not a lot in here, though. What is in here, firstly, is like shackles on the wall, and a small table covered in a small table covered in a very ornate looking dagger. Some special tools which someone in the group might recognise as bloodletting tools.
Oh. That's not good.
Generally speaking.
Which, yeah, generally not great. A wooden stake.
Okay.
A stake? Like.
And also a strange symbol drawn on the wall in blood.
What's the strange symbol?
What is that?
I'll go ahead and post this into the into our chat.
Oh. Okay. Do we know what it is? What would it be?
If you know or not, it's a different question.
That's a very shapely icon.
A shapely icon.
It looks like.
It does kind of look like
a dress.
It does.
Yeah.
I totally saw that as well.
You may attempt a religion check if you so desire.
Oh.
A what?
Well.
A religion.
Religion.
21.
Damn.
So yeah. If you're present, I there was something special for you as well.
Sure, do you want me to roll also?
You won't need to.
Right?
It is your cult.
It's your dad.
Well, the thing is,
Great grandpa.
Ceres, you can confirm the Inquisitor's thoughts. Okay, yeah. You don't know, like you're not trained in religion.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a demonic symbol, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so that shit creepy. That shit bad.
That
Need more
that
study?
bitch be no.
Yeah. The CL, as you look at the symbol, you almost hear this kind of almost slight crackling in the back of your mind for a moment, a slight whisper. Fingers on a chalkboard. Your blood almost feels like it's running cold as you kind of stare at the symbol, as if it speaks to you deep down. Whatever this thing is, it has a connection to you somehow. You feel, in particular, your hand in particular is very cold.
Yeah, Sil will mention about this.
All right. Like,
at least to Ceres. Not that maybe like.
Yeah, not out loud to the Inquisitor.
Yeah, not to the Inquisitor.
I mean, it's very hard to hide what CL is. So if the Inquisition hears about it, that's fine, because I need to talk about Reverend Mother anyway, so I guess the Inquisition can know about it too.
Okay, so, alright. Okay. Let's see what else we find. But, connected to Seal, concerning, I think we can all agree.
Yes.
Other than that, what you find, unfortunately, is fairly limited, though you do find a pile of ash in the fireplace. Which implies someone may have burnt something.
Okay.
Destroyed the evidence.
Documents.
But this is enough evidence to suggest demon worship.
Of course.
Hidden room with clearly demonic symbol on the wall and blood angels.
This is obviously demon worship.
What's the noble's explanation for all of this?
He had no idea that room existed.
Oh.
But then why did he want to stop us from going in? So no. That doesn't make sense.
Because the privacy of invading a nobleman's estate.
Yeah, but
No.
can I insight that actually?
Oh, shit. Actually,
if he gives that explanation.
I could.
You are free to insight that. It is a mystery. Like that is the kind of thing a nobleman would get pissed about, is you just like barging in. So
yeah, but
I mean,
I'm trying to listen in for the telltale. Yeah, it's that, but also something else. So 22.
On the point of him saying he never knew that existed, I actually am wearing a ring of truth telling. So I get advantage on insight checks to determine whether someone is lying.
Oh,
and get a nat
shit.
20.
You both come to the conclusion he knew that room existed, but you don't think he is the primary person behind it.
Right, so he's like, yeah, you can hide in my house, do your stuff.
Like, he may not have been fully aware of what was in the room, but he knew the room existed.
Perhaps we could convince him to give away his accomplice.
It really is in his best interest to talk at this point.
Yeah,
otherwise...
like
the Inquisitor agrees it's in his best interest with all the inquisitorial fury.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the Duke will not be happy about this, and whoever is the main culprit for this will suffer the harshest of punishments. You don't want to be that. I'm sure that you would rather the person who's forced you to take them in to take the harsher punishment.
Not like the sun or something.
Uh-huh.
The nobleman can be broken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Just snap his leg, I guess.
Not necessarily in that way, but...
Sarah raises him above her head, slams it down.
I just said the image of Noble being like a Lego person and just like shattering.
Just shatters into his pieces.
We will the Inquisitor with you as well.
A rogue fireball.
He will talk if he wants to or not. Admittedly, Zone of Truth is a good helper also.
Oh, yeah.
So
All right.
truth is a thing.
Though he doesn't want to, your group is compelling enough, especially of your current dread level of your kingdom.
It gives away his accomplice.
He reveals that he was approached by a man down in Freefrost, who in return for letting him have a basically letting him have a spare room to stash things and work in up here in the new glorious city, would promise to share with him, well, eternal youth.
Right, of course. And you believed him. Okay, well...
In Strange, you do believe he did actually believe him.
Yes.
Which, I mean, technically, Vampirism is eternal youth, in a way.
Okay, alright. I mean...
I guess.
Sounds like... yeah, okay.
It appears there is a location of interest.
Okay.
This may be something which might require a more personal touch to deal with, however.
Yeah, makes sense.
We did know about a strange demonic cult or something that was like proliferating in the countryside, but we never really looked into it.
You did. It just happened to be the Inquisitor found it first.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just didn't have
That's
time
nice. He
to
took
look
care of
into
it for us. Yeah.
He is
Good for something.
He is an Inquisitor. This is literally his day job.
It was effectively like a free security project in that sense.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what? I like him. He's okay. He's okay. He's...
As it stands, the Inquisitor here does genuinely seem to be wanting to hunt down, cultists,
bad people,
worshippers of evil, that kind of stuff.
You know?
All right.
I like him. He seems genuine.
He looks like one of the good ones.
He seems like a good one. And he doesn't push his agenda, which is, good in Ceres's book.
He's upfront and he does his job well. So.
If nothing else, he respects the laws of the local ruler, which he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yes, a location of interest has been added. This is not something that your troops or your secondary force will be able to deal with.
Yeah.
Will require a party expedition likely to clear it out.
Probably take a look at that next time if we don't go into war.
Clear out a cultist lair.
Yeah, essentially you have a dungeon available to delve into.
Nice.
Where is that? I don't see.
I'll have to write it. I'll have to mark it down for you.
Oh no, that's fine. I just thought you already had, and I was like,
I haven't marked it down anywhere on your visual.
That's fine. It's fine.
Partly because this was due from a random event, which I wasn't entirely expecting.
No, it's all good.
I mean, this was an option anyway, but it's more the random event pulled it to the front. So
yeah, I understand.
Because it turns out the Inquisitor, on certain things, he's good at this.
Oh, it's just better.
By his own right, he's a high-level character. So
he's just good at it. Yeah, good for him.
Does he get paid?
By the
church, I assume.
All right.
You get paid for his good deeds by eternal gratitude or something.
Eternal gratitude, place in heaven, yada yada.
All right.
Admittedly, the Inquisitors also tend to get reimbursed monetarily, also for their travels. It's lonely work traveling the realm, arresting evil wherever you see it. But yes, dungeon for next time. And a special note of that down.
All right.
I'm worried.
You're worried?
Says worried. That is.
What could be
Yeah.
worried about?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Multiple of things.
Be
I'll
fine.
load up on anti-vampire stuff. Maybe we should silver our weapons.
That doesn't work on vampires.
Don't need to.
I hear that
Bring a
fire
steak, I
is
guess.
very effective on vampires.
Oh.
And you know what
what?
fire is? Fireball. Yeah. Make a room full of fire.
You know, you're a sorcerer, so technically you could have any type of ball you want.
I could, and you know what? At some point, I'm gonna get that meta magic that allows me to change
type.
damage types. Because
Make a thunderball.
you know, ice storm, but fire.
Yeah.
Firestorm.
Transmuted spell is something I looked at and I was like, this is kind of cool. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait, I can make fireball not any element, but most elements. And like,
Most
that's
elements,
interesting.
It's really cool.
But yes, it does appear, yeah, there are some kind of vampiric demon worshippers nearby.
Can I make a quick question?
You may.
Does that symbol read as anything with my eyes? Or is it just a symbol? GM looking for notes. Silence. Awaits. Anticipation.
I will PM something to you.
Oh, thanks. Don't Discord.
Appears to be a name.
Ah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Surely that doesn't make CO too uncomfortable.
It's fine, I'm sure.
It's
Something-
worrying, but it's also something that she needs to know or seeks out.
Something. I'm sure. Also, Amanus is looking forward to smiting some undead.
Yes, the worry is about Amanus more than the symbol.
Yes. Good at smiting things.
Well, that is what I'm worried about.
What? You should only be worried about smiting if you are smite worthy yourself.
I shall not answer that.
Does she count as undead?
We'll find out.
I believe I have has the detection evil and good, and she has not pinged off it. So
No, there's a linger of undead, but I am counted as humanoid.
yeah, which is one of the reasons it's been like, okay, sure, you can be here.
But I do not breathe. That is a thing, and I desire blood. So, I'm halfway there.
The Inquisitor tries his best to, of course, keep this up. While there is some, people realize the Inquisitor's done something, obviously he's not going out of his way to share with the public what's been found. It's up to the PCs if you guys want to advertise what's been located. But probably not.
No, I don't think this is something we should advertise in any big way. Seems like something that would be bad for us.
You don't want the public to know that there are demon cultures around?
No. Vile enemy propaganda, all of it.
Again, the good news, you found them before they could act, before they caused you any big problems. Revealed a crisis, but the crisis has not had actually a chance to do anything bad to you yet.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
So there we go. Yeah, we don't have sheep here right now, so obviously you're not going to push on too far. And also, I know that for you, Valky, you've got what, an hour at most?
He
Oh, no.
has 20 minutes at
20
best.
minutes.
It probably has to leave.
In that case, we don't do anything too major then.
Yeah.
I will leave you with something though, which is there out of your kind of local NPCs, one of them in particular has also a bit of an interest in the current situation.
Right.
Though, if you allow them to accompany you or not, it will be fully your choice. Obviously, the Inquisitor's going to be coming because,
Sure.
He's here to clear them out. There is also, however, interest from your own ex-cultist around the capital.
Who?
Master Karen.
Yeah.
Zara's brother.
What's he want specifically?
He wants to join. He wants to join you in investigating.
Okay. I mean, I'll ask him straight out. Is this related to the cult he used to be in?
No.
You're just interested in cult things.
Why is the cult here? And secondly, I made my end with it. I'm not a fan of demons anymore.
What?
And it stands. I could be useful. Move it that way. Unless any of you yourselves haven't been experts in demonic cults.
No, not really. Not my style.
Like, your choice. I can totally just lounge back here, but I'm interested.
I don't see any issue with having him along. I mean, his knowledge would be useful.
I think I've proven I can be.
You can come along.
Who's coming along for what now?
We're gonna kill the whole kingdom in like one. We're just gonna infiltrate the Reading Crown. And we're gonna kill everyone. So.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're gonna go to the cultist thing, investigate, take them out, and Inquisitor's coming, and then Karen wanted to come because he's like, "Hey, I'm ex-cult man. I have knowledge.
Cool.
Bring me."
Yeah, Karen's justification is twofold, which is one, he's kind of wants to know why there is a demon cult here in the first place, and also has royally pissed off a bunch of them at this point. So
yeah,
sure.
And secondly, hey, he's an expert on like demonic cults, so useful.
I'm down.
The fact you're bringing an ex-cultist along is, don't tell the Inquisitor that.
No. I'm sure the tattoos won't let him know anyway.
That's entirely the issue about
Oh, it's fine. The church is all for repentance and stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what's a better form of repentance than killing your ex-cultist friends?
Or at least just ex-cultist cousins in this case.
Or at least, yeah.
He didn't know this cult in particular, so. Yeah, he'll try to avoid creating undead though in front of the Inquisitor. Probably not the best thing to do in front of him.
Probably a smart choice.
But he can still do his normal stuff with magic.
Normal stuff with magic. We're an oxymoron.
I mean, for Ceres, this would be all normal.
It's true.
Yeah.
Been doing magic longer than you've been alive, Sonny.
Wow.
I mean, that's true. Actually, well, you haven't actually, because you became a sorcerer after the events of everything else.
Aha!
Oh, she was doing magic before then, though, because it's technically in her bloodline.
But not sorcery.
The question is, how deep did you go into it?
She did some form of magic before you were even born. Funny.
Yes, that's true.
So we are trying to win with technicality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in fairness, before he's born for an elf is not particularly that hard.
It's not really hard, no. Even a reasonably young elf such as Ceres.
And he was, I can't remember his exact age now, but he was like 19 or something. You know, it's like, yeah. It's not not an unreasonable thing.
Yeah, I've got Ceres down into like a early 200s.
Old lady Ceres over there. Back in my day.
Meanwhile, a couple seats over Mikara is many hundred years more.
Makes you seem like a child.
Yeah.
But that's fine. But yeah, we don't have sheep right now, and we're reaching the end of kind of time period for Valky anyway, so we'll probably reach a close here.
All right.
Fair enough.
At the start, next session, of course, if there's anything to resolve with the council, we can resolve that. But more importantly, it looks like we'll be having some more hands-on action for next time.
Yeah. I do love a good bit of combat.
We have a crisis to deal with, so you'll deal with this hands-on.
Nice. Oh, more cultists. Cultists to counterspell and fireball. Beautiful.
I mean, you're just looking forward to having target practice again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the idea Ceres is upset purely because of the fact that it's been like 2 months since she got to blow up a large group of people.
I haven't killed anyone for ages.
You need to swing your sword arm, otherwise get rusty.
I mean, it's true. I imagine she does practice in the tower.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you all practice. It's just more a case of like, you haven't had any like serious like combat stuff in like 2 months.
I have a dojo and everything, so.
But that like whole assassin thing was the last time.
Yeah, but it's been fairly smooth since then. Like most things, like oh yeah, the guards can deal with that, or the soldiers can deal with that. It's fine. You've had more important, more lofty things to deal with.
I'm waiting for the first like serious assassination attempt on the king.
I am notoriously difficult to assassinate.
You are. I mean,
it doesn't mean they can't try.
We've had one crazy guy, but I mean like full on assassins appearing from the rafters kind of deal.
After
you know what they say: if you come for the king, you better not miss.
Mm-hmm. Not even to mention the list of people not allowed within 10 feet of you, lest their brains melt.
Yeah, because you know how the kingdom has a whole dread meter? Because you're in dread, it does mean some NPCs will be automatically just frightened of you.
Okay.
Which for Amulet means their brains will automatically melt in his presence.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just food for thought that Amulet just melts people's brains by existing now.
It's pretty funny, to be honest.
Can you choose that, or is it like just everyone?
It's technically everyone afraid of Amulet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
For your safety, stay 20 feet away from the king.
Yeah.
Please stay.
Everyone gets a 10-foot pole so they can like hand me stuff.
We have to get a palanquin for you, so you're 10 feet off the ground. So.
Oh yeah, palanquin. That's exactly.
Also,
you step off and everyone dies.
Also, I'm just going to post this in chat. Before I found the actual artwork right now for your new halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I had a separate piece of artwork for his owl before then.
All right.
While I was trying to look at his artwork.
Oh, yeah, I'm curious.
Yes. That's great.
Yes.
That looks positively deranged.
Turns out I didn't need the artwork because his one comes with art.
Yeah.
That's good.
So.
Did I tell you guys that?
Well, maybe that is a close-up.
Yeah, that's the close-up.
That's what the Bishop of Alcen saw as he flew away.
Just imagine it with like some green feathers and like a green mohawk would be fine. Yeah, that bishop is gonna have words with you guys at some point.
Oh, he can try.
I mean, you can ignore his words.
Can.
You can still have words. You just ignore them. Yeah. Since we can't really do much more today, I hope you all enjoy it. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed the session today.
It was great.
Again, a very talky one, a very kind of political one, but again, kind of the nature of how the campaign's going to be sometimes.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's how it is.
You guys know what you're signing up for with the Kingmakery style thing. It's going to be talking and negotiations and planning.
Oh yes,
yeah, I'm not complaining.
I'm into it.
Yes, next time you'll have some more like in-person action, face to face, plus a chance possibly to beef up your own personal treasuries.
Yeah, that is needed.
Yes.
I need specific magic items, and they are costly.
Very pricey.
I mean, also you also, if nothing else, might get things you can just pour into the mana forge, so which will be operational.
Did you get sealed one of those bardic instruments?
Do we get to like pick what that
There's
can
the
make?
seal a lyre, I believe. It's called.
Yeah, liars. There's the. I think so. I know. Well,
What's the Halldamir?
Do we get to pick what we can get made?
In the forge?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like how?
So we'll go over that in a bit more. We'll go into that in a bit more detail. But as it stands, some of the options are, for example, is you may just find a magic item that you want to design. You may just come up with a magic item like, hey, I like the idea of this item, or maybe an item in the list already that's like, I like this item. In which case, that can be assigned as it. A cost will then be assigned to it of possible prerequisites that are needed for it. You might need certain resources like that, maybe easy or hard to come by.
Sure.
But for the most part, then it's not the case of just you need to pay sufficient mana to create the item, which may be a lot, enough so that you might want to burn another item to get there.
Yeah.
Very likely with some things, because many of them will cost like double digits worth, so you can't even store that much.
Right.
But you can burn other items to make up the cost. I know in Amnes's case, he wants to merge two items together, essentially speaking.
Yes.
Which you can do. Because you can take the properties from one item and put it on another one, using this process as well, potentially.
That would be really cool.
As it stands, this is very, very much a thing of discuss basically like, hey, I want to create this item.
Yeah.
And I will work with you guys in trying to design it, and basically based on whatever rarity, rank, etc. I want to put on it will determine on how expensive it will be to produce.
Yeah,
what about something you've not told me the rarity rating?
As I said, we will come up with the rarity rating.
Because I'm like, headband of intelligence on my staff.
I mean, so whoever holds their staff is intelligent. Ceres accidentally drops the staff and becomes an idiot.
Oh shit!
I'm still attuned to me.
That's true.
Yeah, merging is inefficient, but it can be done and can be useful, especially for like weapons and armor. But
all right,
because obviously with weapons and armor, you can only wield so many of those.
Yeah.
Yes, I know Jonas had an idea for a weapon he wanted to design.
Yes.
So that'll probably be one of the first projects I get to go through the Artificing Forge.
Had it for a while now.
Yeah.
Which once they're raiding, we'll begin work on it. Some items can be relatively quick. Some items we should. A lot of item requests will only take the single month to produce, if he succeeds.
Right.
But obviously, yeah. You can take more than one project, of course. You can always have you can always do a mystical project to also build magical crafting.
All right.
Have two sets of magical crafting going, but obviously that eats up your magister slot, and your magister you might want to use for other things. So
yeah. Okay.
Obviously, with the free artifice project, that has to be, if you're using that has to be done by
the Royal Forge Master. Or
technically, it just has to be done by one of the. I mean, it has to be done by someone from the mystical track. So
okay.
It doesn't.
And I assume their modifier is like for progress on it. I guess like for progress rolls, or how would you?
So essentially, when they're crafting, they'll have to make a roll based on how complex the item is.
Yeah.
On a success, you get the item. If it's a really good success, they might make it for less mana.
Yeah.
Or it might have an extra bonus to it.
All right.
On a bad roll, they might fail, or they might curse it.
Yes.
Or something else.
Right.
But essentially, yeah. Basically, do they succeed, and how well do they succeed? Or do they fail, and how badly do they fail?
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm gonna pop up a bit early then to get myself prepped for work, but
That's fine. We're ending here though, so it's all fine.
Yes, you guys have a nice week, and I guess it's bi-weekly now, right? So I'll see you 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If anyone has magic ideas, feel free to suggest them to me. So,
all right. I'll catch you later, guys.
bye guys.
Bye.